Okay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I am Anchorhaven, and this is the Mystical Wellness Channel. Good morning, everybody. So it feels like forever since I've done one of these early morning lives. We have had such a busy week, and I've been like completely off schedule here, there, and everywhere. Because I did a really late um interview with Michael Koff, and then we've had back-to-back things going on. So it feels like we've not done this for like a week, which cannot be true. Good morning, Wizardicus. Good morning, Terry B. How the devil are you guys? So yeah, feeling a bit rough. It's been a while since I've done one of these lives, isn't it? It's like, gosh, has it been so long? Has it really been that long since we've come live at this time of the day? And it's 5:26 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. I'm in the Liverpool City region, and I'm Anchorhaven, and this is the Mystical Wellness Channel. And on this channel, we talk about all things weird and wonderful, esoteric, secret space programs, stargates, time travel, cloning, disclosure, Project Oblivion, targeting versus empowerment, and so much more. I am good, thank you. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I am good, thank you guys. Yeah, a little bit rough waking up this morning. I'm not gonna lie. I am Anchorhaven. That's right. WFW. Woo feckin' who? Right? So, if you guys are not aware what WFW means, it's come from the Igron show. So please do go and check that out. And there's a big WFW on that show. Blaine, good morning. I really feel like like that this morning. I've not even done my drinks. Let me do my drink. Let me get myself up. I do have some cards, so once I've warmed up, we might pull some cards. But yeah, guys, do go check out some of the fantastic videos that we've been doing this week. And there's quite a few, in fact. It's too early for whoop whoop. Maybe it is too early. I'm just waking up. I tried to sleep for a bit. And that didn't go very well, but yeah, the sun is up and all that kind of stuff. But hello, everyone. Hello. How are you? Good to see you all. Thank you for joining me at this early hour. You've been on a roll. Well done, you. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, some crack-a-lacking videos, isn't it? Wow. Like, the one that surprised me the most is Jay Skyrunner, because it's been a while since he's been in that kind of flow. What a great video he did. Wizard Wicker says, yesterday on the way back home, I stopped to get some gas. And then after I got back on the highway, I saw there was a Black Hawk helicopter over the area where I was getting gas. Oh, missing time 420. Well done for doing a video on typical skeptic and being on camera. Yeah, it was set so we could only see when you were speaking. That was like one of the last things. I didn't stay too long because I was knackered and I needed to try and get some shut eye, which I did, but I fell into weird program dreams or something. It was really weird. So, good morning, all. Yep, it feels like we've not done one of these shows all week, and that's not so true. Your greys are shimmering in the sun. It's golden. I have golden hair. Thank you very much. Blaine, stop being an ass. Oh, I made it to 666 subscribers. Yeah. I was thinking, my God, nobody wants to be the 666 subscriber. It's just sitting there on 665 when I went to bed. Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. Who's going to get us to 667? Come on, guys. Who's going to do it? Or are we going to stay on 666? Her sparkles, she sparkles. Yes, I have. And the weird thing is, you guys don't know, is Draco Reed actually has the same hair color. So, because he always puts the hat, you can't tell. But if you go on his Facebook, there is a picture and he's got no hat on and he's got hair, and it is this color. Yeah, and we have like golden hair that shimmers in the sun, and it's very majestic, don't worry. Hey Blaine, it's fine. I'm an old crone. I'm in the old crone phase of my witchery. So yes, I do have some greys. Most people say, where are the greys? We can't see them. And I'll say, they're right there. They're right there. And yeah, they're generally under. So what's funny was my ex-partner, 7 years younger, and of course black Indian hair, and his greys came in like a big streak, and there's me like with none at the time, just the odd one catching the light. Okay, yeah, just know that not every lady is going to say, oh, it's so lovely how your grey hairs shimmer in the sunlight. No. If you're a crone, what does that make the rest of us? Honestly, crone is like a magical title. Yeah. And so I used to be in this group, and it was called the Old Crones, and then she changed it, and it's called the Nightshade group now. So we're old, but we're dangerous. So good morning, everyone. That's all right. My beard is mostly all grey. Yeah, you have a big beard. You do. I have to wonder, should I get the beard? Yeah, I'm sure in my last life I had a long beard, like a wizard. In my mind, I was literally just doing this with my beard, then I was doing this with the end of my beard. So, so yeah, how is everybody? Thank you so much for watching. YouTube's pushing us out. Wow. So I'm Anchorhaven. This is the Mystical Wellness channel. We talk shit about space programs, targeting, disclosure, special access stuff, Project Oblivion, Stargates, time travel, cloning, whatever you guys want to get into, we can get into that. If there's a topic, now Jason just did a video yesterday on Typical Skeptic podcast, which was about the UFO files. So how did that go? That second drop of the UFO files. It's just those videos. I couldn't see anything, Jason. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't see anything. And then when you got to like the black dot, and I think I saw that, and it's like, hey, the black freckle. I think I saw the black dot, and yeah. But while you were like scanning on the screen, my mind was trying to scan on a map in my mind, like where is this? And it's like trying to overlay like water regions or whatever it was, like yeah. Terry B, my husband is aging like fine wine, and I feel I'm aging like cheese. Aged and moldy. No, you are fantastic. Yeah, do not worry. Stop making. You're aging yourself, though, Pudgy Grandma. You're aging yourself, right? By saying things like, I'm just a Pudgy Bobbins, right? You're going to age yourself, okay? So don't do that. I was probably a little boring. No, not at all, Jason. And you've got a great voice. And somebody in the chat was saying, he looks so familiar. His voice is so familiar. Yeah, so it's so weird. But yeah, so I did put the question in at the very beginning of, does Jason look like New Skin? I did pop that question in there, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, maybe if we had you guys side by side and we had your voices together, we could do a test on your voices. I think maybe there is a similar voice resonance, but we can't tell because you are very eloquent. You speak well, you talk well, you know your stuff. Whereas New Skin's like, oh, yeah. It's like that the whole time. It's the poor guy gets so targeted and he's so knackered. You've literally got to put him in the chair and torture him to get the information. Not that I don't have that skill set, because I do, unfortunately. Yeah, Kat says, not at all passionate isn't boring. Yeah. Jason looks like the Winter Soldier. Oh, there we go. Hey, Sokola, how are you doing? Now, Sil thinks possibly you do look like New Skin as well, because I think you might have answered that question when I put it in there yesterday. I'm not convinced, but I would like to do more evidence, more research. Let's do that. Let's get two screens up side by side. Let's get two photos. I might do that. I might get photos and see. I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. It's 5:34 a.m. It's my Saturday, I believe, and it's your Friday still. Very, very late. So it's just after midnight on Eastern, 11:34 Central. I'm getting better. Now, I was planning to do a SSP roundtable show for Saturday, but due to scheduling, I think it's going to be pushed to the end of the month. Okay, so I'll check in with everybody. So do not worry. Interview them together. No, Jason is like not coming on camera ever. The amount of invitations I've extended to missing time, so many. Yeah, I've never seen any weird or spooky stuff, but I tune in anyway. But so what keeps you coming back, Blaine? Why are you fascinated with the weird and the wonderful, right? If it doesn't really apply to you, because it does. Secretly it does, you see. Secretly it's always been there in the background. Yeah, that's why you keep coming back. That's why we keep pulling you back in. Yeah, because secretly you're thinking, this is so familiar. I've had a dream like that. Yeah. So the Phoenix show was really interesting because, Missing Time says, I knew she was on Milab. I had no idea she was on Milab. I had seen her on something, on like a round table or something. Can't remember what she was talking about. And then I saw her in like Karen Holton, she's moderating over there. So obviously she's interested in aliens and ETs. And I reached out to her a few months back and said, hey, do you want to come on? And it says astrology, psychic, whatever. And the bio is like totally like normal bio for like a psychic healing person. So I had no idea that I was going to be doing an SSP debrief. And I'm like super shocked that whole way through, like what's going on? I felt like I was being punked. I really felt like I was being punked. That's what it was, right? And I don't even say that word, but I was sitting there feeling like, is this what's going on? Like everything she's saying was just like ticking the boxes from my love for a super soldier. Yeah, it was just insane. You have such a great connection with everybody. Oh, thank you. That's nice. That's nice. Blaine says, I did hear a voice before as a child. Here we go, Blaine. As a child, say my name at night, and it freaked me out. But I also kind of hear voices sometimes when I'm really tired, so maybe that's it. It doesn't matter how awake or tired you are, you're hearing voices, dude. Hearing voices. So what do they say? Do they just say your name? See, I have undiagnosed dissocial identity disorder. I've got alters, and then every now and then, one of them said recently, somebody said, I am not Julia. Or was it we are not Julia? I don't know. But this voice just came in randomly. And it literally came from like here. Whereas normally things come in from here or the back. It came in here going, we are not Julia. I am not Julia. So that's weird, So Wizard Wiki says it would be nice if there was some place that did authentic DNA testing, could recognize added DNA, or if CRISPR technology was used and they give you the real results. That'd be nice. Yeah, I just don't think it's possible in this realm. Blade says random things, nothing scary or interesting, and I hear music too. Okay, this is a skill set. Clairaudience is a skill set. Not everybody has clairaudience. Okay, so that's cool. Hey, it's Maddie West in the chat. Peace and love. I'm still having to catch up on so much content. Very appreciative on the effort you put in. Good effort. See me. I need to alter myself so I can catch up on the content. Yeah, we need sometimes. Wouldn't it be nice if we did the multiple thing? So yeah, I watched Mickey 17 yesterday. I watched the full video. I didn't do the run through like I did last time. Last time I watched one of those run throughs where somebody's talking about what's happened, and Missing Time 420 basically disowned me. Right, I did not want to be my friend anymore. And so did John Whitberg. The John Whitberg was like, what? So John's doing the review on Mickey 17, and he literally said to me, this is like one of the best videos I've ever seen, like in my life, kind of thing. You need to watch it, but you need to watch the full video. And I was like, oh, fine. So I did that yesterday. Woo, woo, woo. Woo fucking who. Okay, I've come to say it's free. Get a back rub day. Oh, I was on Instagram, and which is like Instagram after midnight is like the dirtiest place ever. In case you guys didn't know, but there was this guy who was doing. He was obviously a masseuse, and he was massaging this lady. And she just had like a white strip here, and she had like a little modesty thing going on around her panties, and he was doing this really deep, very sensual, grabbing her hair kind of massage, and he was saying, "This is not for everyone, but is it for you?" And like straight to the comments. Do you know what I mean? And like, wow, yeah. So free back rub day. If it was like that, heck yeah, really like deep. Yeah, Wizard Wicker says, hey, Nathan Fox. Hey, Nathan. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to schedule that show for Saturday, Nathan. I'm going to have to go back to basics, basically. And with you being on mountain time, that's hard, isn't it? So yeah, so I might push the SSP Roundtable show to the end of the month. I'm going to talk to Michael Koff today because he's like, I'm taking a few days off anyway. So we'll see. So Wizard says, about 2 years ago, I heard a voice in my head a few times say, "You are no longer the echo." Oh, you're no longer the echo. Now, is that before we knew that echo is about cloning? Hmm. Blaine's funny fishes. Uh, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Hi, I'm driving. Collective Awakening. Good to see you. Please be careful listening to my voice while you are driving. My voice is activating tones and it's not recommended for people who are driving. There's a disclaimer on my channel. Danny says, I love you, Anchorhaven. You're my favorite weirdo. I love you. Trying to do my Texas. Um, uh, it's when you do that, it's redneck. Okay. So I love you. I sound like Forrest Gump now. Love you too, Danny. Thank you so much. Yeah, we go weird. You decide. This is the Weirdo channel, the Mystical Wellness Weirdo channel. So we're not doing that tomorrow. Not right now. No, 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 not right now. Yeah, so I've been trying to get my head together so I can think, is this possible? So I'm just waiting for Michael Koff to come back and say if he's okay to do it next weekend or if he's still planning on doing it today, and then I will catch up with everybody. Yeah, very, very quick. So the SSP roundtable discussion, and I'm gonna try and do this at least twice a month, but straight away the first hurdle is scheduling. Straight away. So yeah. So give me a couple of hours and I will update everybody. Um you give a great back rub. Woo. Oh, I give great back rubs and scratches. So cola sometimes. Oh my word. The things you say make me blush. Why so cola? Drive safe says we're currently eating pepperoni pizza, stuffed crust cheese. Nice. High tech redneck. Thank you. There you go. There it is. I'm a high tech redneck. Not healthy but good. That sounds great. My son eats pizza every day. Woo, I just ordered stuffed crust pizza. Who else is likely to be in attendance? Well, Missy Hill, Tiffany, and the Wizard Witkiss have all kind of agreed to do this show, Nathan. However, Tiffany's a certain time on Saturdays and things like that. So um, it's just whether I want to do it at 3 a.m. my time, which is a bit late for me. I know I'm doing it at 5:43, so it's either pushing it a bit earlier or pushing it a bit later, perhaps. So I'm going to come back on that in a couple of hours. Just waiting to hear from Michael Koff. Um, Walmart brand is actually pretty good. Yeah. Pizza Hut or Domino's? Oh, Domino's. See, I don't order Pizza Hut or Domino's. We have a fantastic range of frozen pizzas out here in the UK. Frozen. And they're about between, say, $2 and $4 for a frozen pizza. And you just throw it in the oven. We do a lot of oven baking. Missing Time 420, I'm toasted. Yeah, well done on doing your show yesterday, Missing Time 420. So you guys, if you've not watched that about the UFO drop, please go back to Typical Skeptic and check out Missing Time 420's show. It's very rare that he does these shows and brings in all the amazing research and knowledge, and to see Rob get excited about something again, that's fantastic. So I'm going to hopefully get Rob back on here to do a paranormal show soon. So we can see him get excited and bring out all of that information that he knows. Yeah, because he's also a good researcher and he doesn't always get time to like really talk about topics. That I guess as a host, you're never gonna always get excited about what the guest is talking about, and so sometimes you'll see me kind of phasing out into the chat. Which is kind of what you see Rob doing, but he gets lower and lower and lower. And yeah, so every now and then you'll hear like things pick up, and you see the host go, ding, they've just spoken about cloning. Oh, great. So they'll all come in and start talking about cloning and stuff, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. Silcola says, what about after you have a baby and then you feel like you hear a baby cry? Oh, yes. Check on the baby and the baby isn't crying. Did you ever have that when you had your son? I did for sure. And it's because our whole brain rewires and you share the element with the child, don't you? You literally share DNA and everything with the child, so it's like you're on edge. I have not slept since I had my son. I really haven't. Like before I had him, I could sleep for 12 hours and things like that, like what Tiffany was saying. But yeah, since he was born, like somebody said to me before I had the baby, and I can't remember what this phrase really was, but I wish I'd written it down because it was so good. But it was kind of one of those of like, sleep as much as you can now, whatever. But it was like, welcome to the world of never being able to sleep or satisfy yourself ever again. It was something like that. And I remember thinking, whoa, like I couldn't even fathom it. Yeah, so if you haven't got children, then you cannot fathom what we're talking about. It's just like you're on a whole different level. It's absolutely insane. Um, so I didn't think I'd have any at all, and nobody did think I'd ever have any children because I'm not like a natural mum kind of person. And then it was like all the hormones changed and all the babies in the world were suddenly staring at me. But somebody said to me, yeah, that's how they do it in the programs. They overwhelm you with hormones, so that's the logical thing. Even people like me. I see that witch's broom in the background, says Blame Rush. Okay, yes. Now, when I say, I'm going to put this out there because we did have somebody recently unfollow me. When I say this is the mystical wellness channel, mystic covers quite a lot. Mystical covers the esoteric, which is the hidden. Inside that hidden, we've got the secret space program and everything. So mystic covers a lot, but primarily I am a witch. I am. I'm a high priestess alchemist. So if that doesn't give it away, and then you see me wearing, the pentagram, pentacles, and things like that, if that doesn't give it away, come on, guys. I'm literally this dragon's blood incense there. If that doesn't give it away, when I say this is the mystical wellness channel, that yes, we literally go from magic to space, right? To healing, all those things in between. That is mystical wellness. So, yeah, so somebody got offended because one of the guests used a star that was upside down, but she had a great reason for it. And then he said, that's the earmark of the witch. And I said, hey, don't be dissing the mystical wellness channel because that is not the earmark of a witch. We don't work with upside down symbols over here, and that kind of thing. And then they got annoyed, like they didn't realize this was the freaking mystical wellness channel, right? It says it everywhere. So yeah, so we do a bit of magic and mystery over here, okay? Which is what esoteric means. It means hidden, yeah, unusual, whatever. So yes, there is a broom in the background. It's actually called a besom. This particular one has been handmade for me by the Wiccan lady from Leeds. She's called Matilda. And Matilda holds this space for you guys. She watches over you. So please remember that she needs respect because she's bringing in protection for everybody. She used to hold the space of my mystical wellness studio. She literally was like suspended on the back wall, which is pretty cool. So Wizard is saying Domino's is the McDonald's of the pizza industry. When I was, because we're talking about babies and stuff, when I was pregnant, I was living in India. They had a Domino's, and I would say, and all the pizzas bar one are spicy. They all have masala in to some particular degree, whatever, apart from the farmhouse. So vegetarian pizza did not have any masala in it somehow. So I'd say, please can I have the farmhouse, but can you put barbecue chicken on it? And they say, no, ma'am. You cannot mix veg and non-veg. And I'm like, dude, this is my pizza. Just give me what the hell I want because I'm pregnant. I need that. So I ate a lot of McDonald's in India when I was pregnant. Farmhouse pizza with barbecue chicken put on, and it wasn't full of masala. It's the only thing on the menu that I could do was kind of create my own. They didn't like it. It was like I was violating the farmhouse pizza. Yeah. Boy says, I'm so tired, had that wood chip job and also wood chip chipper, and also pushed mowed someone's well front and backyard. The backyard was a sandpit. We got covered in dirt. When Rob asked me to come on, I had dirt all over my face. Oh my word. So yeah, so we need to get a show that is Missing Time 420 and Woo. Okay, this show needs to happen. And it can happen here on my channel. I'm happy for that. I would love that, right? Or I can go on Typical Skeptic. So I think of like Typical Skeptic, and then you've got like my little channel, and I've got a few of our other little channels, and you've got this big umbrella that is Typical Skeptic. So at some point, Rob will have his own like platform, radio platform, TV show. Yeah. Terry B says, Rob reminds me of the character Jerry Fletcher in the movie Conspiracy Theory. There wasn't podcasting at that time. Jerry was getting information out to normies as he could. I can't recall what that character looks like, but yes. Yeah, Rob has been like hardcore at it 6-7 years, I kind of wonder who he was before he got into all of this, Danny says, Sil, I haven't expressed that, but I would always wake up 2 seconds before she woke up crying. So, right, I've heard Danny's voice. It's nothing like that, but I'm giving it a go. Wu says, if there are decent folks on shift, Domino's Pizza can be good. See, I can't afford to do anything like that. And if I'm going to spend that kind of money, then I would rather it was Chinese food. So, in tune with the baby for sure. Yeah. Kat says it's true. Becoming pregnant felt like a biological imperative. Ah, okay. Yeah. So I never thought I'd ever have a baby, but I knew if I did, it would be a boy. And yep, I got myself a boy. Is that a Nimbus 2000 unit, guys? I wish it was a Nimbus 2000. I wish it's actually a handmade besom. So it's literally been handmade, put together twig by twig, and enchanted to hold this space for you to keep you safe. Blaine, I knew it. I knew it all along. What I don't like being called witch because I'm actually a high priestess alchemist, which means I've been through all the levels of training here in the United Kingdom. And I've been to witchy university basically, but I'm a very lazy witch, guys, don't worry. So we're talking about, the ladies are talking about their surgeries. You chose to be awake and conscious during this C-section. Are you fucking nuts? What? And that was a timeline shift for me when I heard her first cry out, tears started rolling. Yeah. So I was awake, and there was like, they put like a thing there. This is not too gory, guys. They put like a little curtain here, and you can hear, right? And there's this weight on my chest, and I say to the nurse next to me, can't breathe. I can't breathe. There's this weight on my chest. And then you hear, oh, can you move that? Ding, ding, ding. They put a tray on my chest with tools on it, right? And I could feel that. So they went, oh, you can't breathe? Oh, push. And I'm out, yeah? So I didn't hear his first cry, I don't think. Or maybe I did. Because I remember saying to the nurse, what was it? Was it a girl or a boy? Did anybody see? Did anybody see? Was it a girl or a boy? Did anybody see? Right? It was like that. And they brought the baby to me, and it was just like his head was here, and I just managed to look, and I said, hello, baby. And he went like that and looked right in my face. He's turned his head. It freaked me out. Like, how is that possible? And it was like this super baby looked at me, and I was like, whoa. And then they whisked him away. But I actually had this is where it gets weird. I was in India, and I had a German midwife privately. And one of my best friends at the time was from Hungary, but she also spoke German. And so I was at the birthing center, which is like this beautiful private space, and my German speaking friend turns up, and my German midwife, who was a black lady, very fit, very active. So she went out to speak German. So they're all speaking German, and I'm doing my thing. And then she comes in and says, well, your friend wants to come in. And I was like, no, she's not coming in. But I ended up going to the hospital anyway. So luckily that friend who'd been waiting outside for me to have a baby without my consent, she'd been waiting outside as if knowing somehow that I was going to need to go to the hospital. Right. So even though I did try and have a baby naturally in the birthing pool and all that, I still ended up in the hospital where I was the only person having a baby. And waiting outside the room was my German midwife. It just honestly, super soldier weird shit. It just gets more and more and more when you. So yes. So so at one point I was thinking, am I even human? Am I a replicant or a synthetic, and they need to take me to the hospital because I'm like that? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that messed up my mind a little bit once I started to get into super soldier stuff. You should come on, Dirty Woo. I keep one eye open around witches, and so you should, Blaine. So you should. Talking about people's grey hair and whatnot. You're lucky you're not a toad right now. Where Journey Lynn was born on the bathroom flood. Oh, popped out right into my hands. I was freaking out. Oh my word. Oh my lordy. I'm catching up now. What the crazy woo. I wanted a home birth. My OBGYN. I love how you guys say my OBGYN. We don't say that here. Well, it looks like you have your alarm clock from now on. That's amazing. It was intense. Respect for people who work in labor delivery, internal alarm. My team got her braces off today. That's a big one. I'm in celebration mode. Oh, well, my team was meant to get braces, and the reason he didn't is because I sent him there with his dad. He wanted to get the braces, whereas I didn't need any braces. I had extra teeth taken out. So yeah, but because I sent him with his dad, who did not ask the right questions or whatever, my son then ended up thinking, this doesn't feel right, this doesn't feel right, no. And then so he left and didn't proceed with the process. And then he came to me and said, actually, I do want them now. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we have got to wait another 2 years now to get that same appointment. You know what I mean? Insane. Okay, can't imagine the pain your ladies went through during childbirth. Yes, it was the worst. It really was. And we do need to be more vocal about how disgusting it is. Wizard Wickers, I love those synchronicities. I just told my wife I got to shut off the alarm. I set for the show tomorrow, and then I looked down and see internal alarm clock in the chat. Yeah. So so I'm trying to put that show together, and it just doesn't seem to be formulating. So there's some kind of resistance on doing that show. There is resistance there. I can't quite explain it. Paying your ladies went through childbirth. So have you guys seen these simulators where they put the simulators on the men? Have you guys seen that? I think it's freaking hilarious. Not that I love to see men in pain or anything, but we train all of our lives to be able to have that baby. We literally go into training for like 7 years of our life. I think it is. We're in training, right? The pain level that we can put up with, you guys can't even fathom it. Yeah, he recognized my voice. I know. How weird is that? It really freaked me out. So cool. That's so funny. I had there was another English lady who was kind of in the same birthing center as me, and we were going through the same thing at the same time. She laughed the baby out. She laughed him out. I was in labor for 3 days. And then in the end I thought, oh, let's just go to the hospital. Let's just have the C-section. Or I'm a replicant and they had to, I don't know. Who knows? Ambulance showed up 3 to 4 minutes after she was born. I honestly can't remember. I was in shock. I bet you were. Wow. TMI alert. The bright lamp in the OR is a reflective surface. Oh, wow. Oh, that's funny. Daddy says, Mad Doc was cracking jokes about my tats. I might have sounded wrong. And talking about the JJs while operating on me. So hilarious. I was 2 weeks after due date, so uncomfortable. Yeah, I was a good 2 weeks after as well. I did cut little D cord through. I almost passed out during that. Also not good with the medical stuff. Wow. Much respect to your ladies, tougher than me. Yeah, James always has like that. Okay. Felicity Felix saying good morning. I've only been going for 33 minutes, Felix. Well done on doing that cool show the other day. That was so cool. Wizard says there's so many synchronicities every day. It can be quite mind-bending at times. Yeah. Even the reading that you got from like Igron and Terry B, in my younger years, my friend got a baby tiger cub tattooed on her bikini area. A year later, she had a C-section and the baby tiger had its head cut off. I absolutely freaking love that. Oh my God. Have you heard about leaving the cord for a while for the baby's health? Is that beneficial? Yeah, a lot of people do that, I think. A lot of people do that. But have you heard that they also sell the umbilical cord and it's worth a ton of money? Like $60,000 or something ridiculous. So they sell the placenta and all that kind of stuff. They sell it on to probably dark forces. You guys know that. And so it's worth a ton of money. Like they try and take these things away from you, but you could literally be selling those things back to the hospital or whatever. The afterbirth, yeah. 1.5 pushes at under 30 minutes active labor. Well, 3 days. I had like 3 days of that shit. Yeah. So spinal tap syringe was super long. I wanted to faint. Worst part was they had nurse shave my chocha. What does that mean? I just happened to go to school with the same nurse. Oh, you have to just put everything out the window, don't you? Pagan Pablo, how are you? We've not seen you for a long time. Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful face. Yeah, good to see you, Pagan Pablo. Woo says, you're about to make me pass out. So somehow the topic has got into women talking about their childbirth stories. So I don't think it was me that started this. You said about having to have some teeth removed. I had 4 removed because they said it would have been too tight in the jawline. Yes, yeah. So I remember that one tooth on this side is like a 3rd tooth as well. So yeah. Sorry, Woo. Birthing is not for the faint of heart, as you know. Yes, Blaine. Delayed cord clamping. Okay. That's also what Planned Parenthood does. Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of didn't think I'd ever have a baby, and then all of a sudden something kicked in to make me think, yes, must have baby now. Let's plan. Let's go. 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 Woo says life is precious. Really makes you wonder how the global cabal can be so evil. Has to be other entities, life forms helping steer humanity to much negative on the earth. Definitely. It's a bit humid in here. I'm gonna do the what about you? So So they offered me the chance to cryogenic freeze baby's umbilical cord for $2,000. Store it in a bank for possible use by directly related family. Wow. So yeah, why are they so after the umbilical cord and all that kind of stuff, guys? You know, that's all big business to them. It's all the key, isn't it? The key to all the genetics is right there. Oh yes, this is the 963 God source frequency. This is the Wawa tube. Yeah, stem cells. I'm just gonna open my door 1 sec. It's getting more and more humid here, really humid. That's when you see me coughing more and more, which is not good. So this is all just particles in the air. This is not orbs right now. This is just floating around. So, or it could be my consciousness is just floating around everywhere because there's a lot of it. So yeah, weird. Okay, so 37 minutes. So I'm not going to be on for the longest time today because my schedule is all over the place, and I'm working on some. I need to finish writing some projects. I've got to try and get myself together, get focused, get focused. I'm working on the Breakaway Oracle books that go with that. So yes, if you haven't yet had to look at my breakawayoracle.com, please do go check that out. So I put the Oracle into print. I think there's just one query that I had on it, which was about the guidebook or something. So I need to go and check that out today. And then hopefully they'll actually start printing this thing, and I can start finishing off the written materials that go with it. So there's no book in the box with this first edition. The book is going to be separate. So there's a PDF free mini guidebook, but then there'll be an extended version available that I'll also be working on as well. And I'm writing a conference project presentation, so I need to do that because I've got the Gina Virginia Casella conference coming up on the 13th of June. So tickets are available for that one all night long. Yeah. Will they ship worldwide? Yeah, they will. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you look at the UK shipping is this much and the like worldwide shipping is this much, you're like, geez. Yeah, it's not cheap to ship out from the UK, unfortunately. But check it out. So the price that's on there right now, that might only be for the next 3 to 5 decks. So please go and check that out. Because the expenses, yeah, I've not charged for quite a few things. So I might need to raise the price on the last 10 to 15 decks. Okay, so do get your deck right now before I put the price up on it. She's starting to melt in the sun. Yes. Just kidding. That was a Waterboy reference. Okay. Oh, I missed out on that. Waterboy, I really hated that movie at first, Can I have a breakaway deck reading? Not today, not no, not until I'm still working on some of the things. And so next week we'll have a look into that more. I'm still defining what the meanings are. So I'm still working with the energy of the deck, and I'm still getting activated by some of the topics. So it is quite sensitive for me right now. So once I get more kind of settled with the information, then but one of the things I'm still working on is like the resonance check on some of the topics. So when certain things come out, how does that impact you? So do you know what I mean? So it's like if there's things like different factions of SSP come out, well, why would that make sense to you if they're really like bizarre in space? Yeah. So I'm still working on the information, working with the energy, like the Akashic record of that topic, to define it fully and how to make it make sense for you. Because that's one of the things that you see with other decks, and there are a few other decks out there, and you think, okay, well, this is a really random thing that's come out. It's talking about Draco or whatever, mine doesn't, but and so, well, how does that apply to me? And you've got to, it's like putting it into perspective for a regular person to think, well, is that helpful that I know this now? Is that helpful? That it says corporate SSP, what does that even mean? So trying to define it in a way that makes sense for you, even if you've just got the mini guidebook rather than if you've got the expanded version where we'll go into things in a lot deeper way. What's the symbol on the necklace? This is the pentacle, which is the oldest healing symbol of the universe. The 5 points of the star represents the elements, the earth, air, fire, water. And you are the ether, the spirit, and the circle around it is the universe. Yeah, bringing everything together. So this is the protection symbol that I'm wearing right now. Oh, thank you guys for your support. Yeah. Yeah, we are all amazing. Yeah, Team Anchorhaven. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, so I'm still working on that. So it's there in the background, this little breakaway oracle. And I'm still defining on, so there's a lot of work that goes into these decks. You'll be surprised that like I've been working on this for like 3 months solid, and I'm at a point where, okay, does this make sense? Like what am I trying to say here? What's that information trying to say to us? Because I'm tuning into the resonance field of that topic. Does that make sense? So, and how I work with the cards might be different to how you'll work with the cards. Yeah, woo feckin' who. And so Matty West says a bipedal form is a 5-pointed star. Wow, wasn't it interesting how Drago Reed said he was talking about what was the phrase he used? Because he was talking about the 5 points, wasn't he? Oh, it's Felicia DeWilt in the chat. I've been meaning to reach out to Felicia DeWilt to see if they would like to come on the show next month. Hi all, shortly here before dropping off to bed. So please do go check out Flix's channel, Felicia DeWilt, where she's got lots of wonderful calming videos. There's walking meditations and breath work and just general nice check-ins, very calming, very lovely. Please go check out and follow Felicia DeWilt. Yeah, who is our beloved Flix Love. Awesome necklace. So yeah, honestly, the other day, like a couple of days back, I didn't wear this. I wore one of my energy portals, and I had rotten 2 days. I really did. So they're like, nope, it's coming back on. Yeah, I'm still getting targeted by other podcasts. So and it pains me sometimes when I just think, oh, what's going on over there? And you see, like you guys don't know who I'm talking about. So you're still supporting other podcasts who are literally trying to fuck over me, Drago, Penny Bradley, and other people. And it's like, yeah, it's like, but I can't, I'm not going to name and shame because then it just makes me look the worst. They buried so much of the ether or ether technologies. Yeah. Would love to come on next month somewhere. Yeah, let's try and schedule you in, Flex. That'd be awesome. It's been a while. If you guys don't know, I've done a couple of videos with Felicia DeWilt on my channel. So go check that out. Yeah, it's brutal, Phoenix. It is. Because I'm not telling you guys to not follow certain people or whatever. And certain people are not who they portray themselves to be. Right. That's all I can say. Is even when people have met certain people at conferences, they literally present very, very differently. And then even though they may do great content, I'm not denying there's good content there. Behind the scenes, yeah, like agenda galore, right? And they still watch my channel, they still lurk, and I know they do because they present things within 48 hours the way I would, or which is silly because they're like higher being level, do you know what I mean? And so yeah, but I do feel like the particular person has aligned themselves with a handler, right, who's trying to drag them down to a lower level. And that is interesting to watch. And you're like, come on, you're better than that. I'm rooting for you. I really am. Even though you're targeting me, I'm rooting for you to kick out that handler that everybody can see. That person sitting next to you is a handler. Come on. Right? It's frustrating as hell. It really is. Because I doesn't matter who you are, I still want the best for you. I'm still going to wish you loving forgiveness, and I said that in an email, and they're coming back at me with the most vile things, and I'm saying I love you, I forgive you. This is my last communication. But hey, what can you do? What can you do when people have been obliviated? Project Oblivion in full swing. Some people have misunderstandings and get mad about it and block you. Yeah. So the time scheduling thing is an issue. I mean, I had a thing with Tiffany last night, whereas I thought we're going live in 30 minutes. And I look at my Zoom and it says, no, you're not. You're going live in an hour. So then I have to say, oh, I'm so sorry. Is it okay if we go live now? Because I really want to go onto my friend's podcast after and support my friends. So can we go early? So it's not very often that I don't schedule people correctly. But yeah, because I'm moving in from Eastern to Central. I'm starting to work on Central a bit more now, which I shouldn't. I should just stick to Eastern, But I figured out in my Zoom that you can change the time zone on the Zoom. So that they see their time zone and I still see my time zone. But whenever I see anything, I'll think it's Eastern. And that was the mistake I made yesterday. When it should have been an hour later. But I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad we did it earlier so it didn't clash with Missing Times show. So Matty West says either soul, fire, spiritual body, air, emotional body, water, mental body. I disagree on this. Earth, physical. So for me, water is the emotional body and air is the mental body. That's how I do it. Vajra, Kilkalaya, Sarava, Vinya, Van Pompeii. Don't make me say that. That's Dr. Amir's one. They fit on my handle. Pinky is earth, thumb is ether, soul. That's good. Can't believe you just made me do that mantra. It's one of the hardest mantras out there. But like, hats off to you that you do that. That's so cool. And what has worked for me? No right or wrong in magic. Yeah. Hey, Brinja, how are you doing? Valkyrie, thank you, Matt. Just dropping in. Fearlessly Feeling said, especially one of the hardest parts I found in spiritual communities, that there's just some that have been very opposite from their message they claim to represent. Yes, thank you. But what do you see Drago and I talk about, and even Penny Bradley, because she's in this targeting group as well. So a few of us have been targeted by association, and yeah, it's very high school. It's a seriously High School Musical going on right now, and it's been going on since the start of the year. It's not just, and it's actually been going on for 2 years, right? Before I even came on the scene, the same thing was going on with the same person in the community, that they've had this fought, shall we say, for 2 years. And then now they're trying to get to somebody, and because they can't get to that person, they're trying to save them from themselves and save them from everybody potentially around them. So I'm getting targeted by association, right? And so when I was very surprised that Dr. Amir wasn't fully aware of what I was talking about. And he gave the advice of, if people don't listen, if you say no and they don't stop, you put a boundary and they don't stop, then the next step is just smash their head in. I was very surprised by that advice, because I thought, dude, you not know what's going on in our little, family circle kind of thing. So yeah, but I guess he was trying to say assert your authority, and I get that. But yeah, not everybody is what they seem. It really isn't. Or maybe they are, but then they're just getting handled. They're vulnerable. So I still think this is a thing. People get targeting, so they become vulnerable. And because they're vulnerable, they're looking for connection. And when they don't get that connection, they're getting slighted. And in a way, they're getting piloted, or they're going into the dark side or whatever, because we've all got potential to go dark. I don't hide it. I'm literally soul is from the void, right? That balancing of the God source energy. So I have the potential to go dark, and I control myself as much as I can. Although Drago probably say that I don't control myself. He's got memories. Felicia says, "Those time differences are mind-boggling. To be sure, I need a schedule to be sure. Yeah, sometimes I think LLM is a handler too." I'm not sure what that means. Okay. So, yeah, it's either wind, fire, water, and earth. The mantra is Tibetan. The use of the Vajrakalaya Kia is a dragon fire. Don't trip. You are dragon energy. I am dragon energy. I do know that's true. Wizard Wicker says, "I added a little to my mantra. I am unlocking and integrating the divine blueprint, creating a level playing field for all to thrive and grow." Yes. Oh, Kat's been doing the Vajrakalaya as well. 108 times 108. Yeah, see, I work with the goddess Guan Yin, my beautiful little goddess. It's very sunny here now. And we do Namo Guan Shai Yin Puso, or Namo Guan Shai Yin Puso. Yeah. LLM, large language model. Okay, thank you. Chat things, we call them AIs, which they are not. Like large language models. Yeah. Yeah, what I'm noticing at the moment is my awareness is so limited right now, and it's really limited into like SSP, like it's getting really narrow. And but what a great show with Dan Guest. So wasn't that so nice to have Dan Guest on and to hear his voice and see how beautiful is Dan Guest, right? He's such a beautiful person. So it's great to have him come on, and he has a really expansive awareness. You could throw any topic his way and he'll have a perspective on it, I think, or at least he'll know about a book or a person or whatever. So it's super cool. So really love that as well. Yeah, it's supposed to say grow in. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, Wizard. That's cool. Okay, so we're on 51 minutes. So I'm gonna my throat is getting worse as I talk more. So I've got this Sacred Light Oracle today. So if anybody would like a card, please pop a message in the chat now. Nathan Fox says, "I got Max Spears vibes from him, this voice and features." Oh. So from Dan Guest. Interesting. Yeah, he's a really cool guy, isn't he? Super cool. Nathan, sure, I'll take a card. So calling in guides and guardians of the highest light and resonance in true benevolence with no conflicting agendas, calling in the violet flame of Saint Germain and the Lady Guan Yin to surround us now, bringing in protection and purification. And as always, if you did not realize, my name is an activation. So anybody who speaks any form of my names will receive a healing. I'm just going to spray my throat because I can feel like something's coming. Okay, this is just this is Difflam spray, which is like an anesthetic. So you guys, I talk so much I have to numb my throat. Well, I have a throat condition. That's why you guys see me coughing all the time. I literally have a throat condition where the lining is changing. So, okay, so this is the Sacred Light Oracle Ascension cards for the Spiritual Seeker. These are beautiful cards, and these are by Anna Stark. And they're really nice cards. Yeah. Sacred Light blends messages from the Ascended Masters, the spiritual hierarchy. By accessing the light realms in the cards, you'll expand your consciousness and receive direct messages from your ascension guides and celestial teachers. There's only 36 cards in the deck, but they're infused with crystalline energy. That's why I love. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull the collective card first, and then we will. So what does my collective, anybody watching live or on the replay, does my collective need to know? What do they need to know, see, or hear, please? What's in their highest good to know right now? So general guidance, yeah. Interesting. So the general guidance of kind of what's going on in the collective energy, we've got the well-being card come back out. Okay, so this is self-preservation, service to spirit, youthful experience. So this well-being card, this beautiful pink compassionate energy, it's kind of like let's not be so hard on ourselves kind of energy is what's coming in. Taking care of yourself so that you can go forward and take care of others. Service to spirit, for me, this is about being in service to the greater good. Yeah, because there's plenty of people out there who are in service to self. And there's people doing like videos talking about the law of one and all this kind of stuff. It really is as simple as like, are you thinking about yourself in a deep dark way and you like feck everybody else, or are you thinking about the greater good, the collective, the planet as a whole? It's that simple. But it doesn't matter what we work in. I'm getting spirit messages coming in. It's like there is messages trying to come in. So I don't work in service to spirit. Working in service to spirit is psychics who channel the dead, right? That's how I see working in service to spirit. And you see people say, I work for spirit. I work for spirit, right? That's not me. I work for Mother Earth, that I work for the planet as a whole. I don't work, or I work for Source, Mother, Father, God kind of energy. I work for us as a collective. I don't work for spirit. Because I don't know who that is channeling through, so I don't do it, right? It's not that's not how I work. I have my guides that'll step forward you'll see my aura open up if you're sensitive to that, and you'll see my guides step forward and the guides will step back. But generally they're aspects of me, or they're people that I trust, like the goddess Kuan Yin and things like that. So working service to spirit, for me, is about working for the greater good. So in everything that we do, we're thinking, how is this going to impact somebody else? Yeah. So we work in no harm to self, no harm to others, and that's how we do. But the focus on well-being is important because we're going through a spiritual upheaval right now, is the word. There's a spiritual upheaval going on. So we're working with that 36 energy, which is number 9, which is a spiritual transformation. That's pretty much the tower. Yeah, if you do tarot, that's the tower card. Well, we literally crash and burn and we rebuild from the ashes like a phoenix. Yeah, so we do that. The other voice you do sounds a bit witchy. Well, the spirit voice. Oh my God, the spirit. No, that's my love and lighter voice. When you get the Karens and all that. So it's like, sorry, and it's just funny because you hear people say it, and it's like, I work for Spirit, dear. Somebody said to me once, and I was like, oh, all right, whatever. So, but we work in service to others, of course. I'm really struggling with my voice today. I need to drink something that's going to really quench. We're taking care of yourself. So the well-being card is about taking care of yourself, okay? As we move forward, the guidance is sacred space, positive outcome, clarity, lucky attraction, removing obstacles. So this sacred space that we're creating, when we're a space holder, being a space holder means basically you put the lights on. Yeah, you advertise something and people show up. That's holding space. You give people a platform to talk. That's holding space. But being a sacred space holder, that's different. That's when there is healing, there is protection, there is trust. And that's a big difference when you see in our communities. There's podcasts and there's healing podcasts, right? Oh, my Texas accent's good, yeah. Excuse me. So it's like, so holding sacred space. So think about yourself. How can you hold sacred space for your body? Your body is a sacred vessel. So what have you done for your body lately? So when I did the video with Tiffany yesterday, afterwards she's saying to me, I've got a message for you. And the message is about going on your vibration plate and, activating your lymph nodes, your lymph glands, and the lymphatic drainage and stuff like that, right? And that's quite interesting because what Tiffany didn't know is that, yes, I can feel my ankles are starting to get tight, and I've not had that for a couple of months really. So she's right, I do need to go on my vibration plate. I do. And but that's only kicked in the last couple of days really. So it's interesting that that message came through. So yeah, so the well-being message is still there. So this is the collective energy, removing obstacles. So like using the Vajrakalaya, working with the goddess Kali, these are remover of obstacles. You're working with Ganesh, remover of obstacles, right? So the obstacle is only there if you allow it, is Dr. Amir's main message. When I had a big, not drama, but I had a massive attack last year, and I reached out to him for help, he basically just came back and said, "You're an immortal being. Control yourself," right? He basically said, nothing can be in your energy unless you allow it. And that was his main message to me. And he gave me just like a sovereignty statement and sent me on my way. And it was a test. It was a huge test. You know what I mean? Yeah, lymphatic drainage is always needed. So when you see that this gets puffy, this is lymph. Yeah, this is lymph. So then we start to activate the lymph and you're coming down. Yeah, and you see with the Chinese medicine, they're kind of swinging and they're patting and yeah, so activating lymph. Although my friend does lymphatic drainage and I call it the tickle massage because she literally goes over you like tickle, 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 tickle. So Wizard says, nobody is above anybody. We all have unlimited potential because ultimately we're all source. Yeah. So, but because we're in the body, we've got to think about taking care of the body. The body's a sacred vessel, right? So if you're not taking care of the body, and then you're giving and giving and giving to everybody else around you, thinking I'm working for others, no, your body needs attention. That's the only thing. Jump up and down, juggle the boobies, says Felicia DeWilt. That sounds a bit more like Flicks Love, right, than Felicia DeWilt. If you know the lymphatic system, you will know the endocannabinoid system. What? My presentation stretches into inflammation and how I manage it. It's been a killer for me. You can drain and crack it. So, Matthew West, when are we doing a show? Because it sounds like we're going to be doing a show next month. Send me a message on Instagram. So it says Felicia DeWilt, but really that's, there's a bit of Flicks Love coming through there. Okay. Okay, so this was the collective energy message. I'm just going to go and grab a drink that's going to help my throat. 1 second. Going for the good stuff. Unfortunately, all I've got is one of my son's drinks. I do the trampoline. Oh. My sister has a trampoline, but she's just broken her foot. She's not going to be using that anytime soon. Yeah, vibrational plate. Honestly, I don't use it as much as I should because it's boring. Boring. But I will be going on it today. So Matt says, I've nearly finished editing the slideshow. Been a pain doing it. Been target for a while, but pushing through with it now. Yeah, so yeah, reach out to me. If you want to do a show, let me know. Okay, mini trampoline. I do not have a mini trampoline. Yeah, I definitely take my eye out if I was on a trampoline. I'm quite top heavy. Right, this next reading is for Nathan Way Sea Witch Fox, the Sea Witch. Okay, 6:28 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. I hope everyone is okay. We're getting into Saturday. What's everybody doing this weekend? Saturdays is my Akashic Record day. So we have the Akashic Record group. So if you're in my Patreon or if you're in my Substack and you're on that page membership, you get access to my evening groups. Unfortunately, they are UK time and they are, there's a lot of UK ladies there. But you guys are very welcome. Okay, I will be setting up probably next month some kind of live on Patreon, some kind of live gathering on Patreon, but I've not actually figured out how to do it yet. And I've only just started to get traction on my Patreon because I didn't use it for the longest time. But yeah, guys, follow me on Patreon because I've got a little online shop over there where you can get energy activations or you can book in with me one-to-one. So you can just go to Patreon or you can go to anchorhaven.co.uk. It takes you to the same space. So this is for Nathan Fox. What's he doing well, please? cards, no matter how I hold the cards always come out facing you. Then I have to turn them around every time because they're not my cards. If they were my cards, they come out facing me. How weird is that? But instead, they come out facing you. So I never look and see which way is the deck or whatever. The cards always come out the other way. So what you're doing well is you've got Archangel Michael card coming out, which is a number 3. So think about the power of 3 energy, heart of a warrior, divine protection, and synchronicity. So you are starting to identify with who you truly are in a deeper way. So whether you're into archangels or not, think about what Archangel Michael represents, and it's that sword of truth, that stoic, kind of strong warrior energy. So this is what you've been doing well. So this is you in a way, Nathan. This is you stepping into your super soldier aspect or whatever that is. Where you're starting to think, okay, I'm starting to think of like, this is who I am. This makes sense to me now. Yeah. So you're starting to establish kind of your boundaries and who you are and what you do, what kind of message you want to put out there. Okay. I can't believe that got held for review. Guys, if you've got a blue thing, you're a moderator. If something gets held, please check it out when I'm reading. Okay, that's your job. Yes, I lost my moderator wrench on Typical Skeptic. Scandal. I lost my moderator wrench. I didn't do anything as far as I'm aware. Rob said it was a hack, that it was fine, that there's nothing wrong. But you'll notice that I'm green on Typical Skeptic now instead of blue. And so yeah, it was a sad day when I saw that a couple of days ago. So I just thought, being me, I must have done something wrong. So I've obviously said something, or somebody said that I've said something, or Rob got annoyed that I maybe did something. So yeah, whatever. Rob says it's a hack and I'll get it back, but I didn't have it yesterday, so maybe I've been retired as a moderator. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so Nathan Fox, what you are doing well. So next is what we are getting support with. So you're getting supported with language of light, rediscovery, humble wanderer, communication. So this support card is all about communication, but that humble wanderer is the word that's come forward for me to focus on. So this is kind of like, no matter which path you take right now, staying focused, staying humble, staying real, they're going to light the way for you. Okay, they're going to light your way. So you don't really need to worry about what's next. Opportunities are going to present themselves, yeah. But as long as you are, I think, because sometimes you overthink about, am I saying this the right way? What's the right way to say it? And you see this on your videos. I'll ask a question, I'm very rapid, and you take in the question, you analyze the question, you're thinking, okay, what's the best way to say this? How can I present this in the best way? And sometimes we just need to communicate with a pure heart and get it out. Yeah. So if you've been thinking about producing some kind of content or talking to somebody or whatever, just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Just be true to who you are, and and the right message will be portrayed. So I don't have a filter, which does get me into trouble at times, perhaps, and losing my mod wrench and stuff like that. Yeah, it was sad, but I've obviously said something, haven't I, or done something. And and I love Rob over there at Typical Skeptic, and I promote his channel as much as I possibly can because he's got a fantastic channel. But if he thinks that's what it should be, then there you go. So we'll see if it comes back today. And if it doesn't, then fine, whatever. And yeah, I love getting my mod wrench. That was a big day for me when I got my mod wrench. Okay, but we got rediscovery. So maybe rediscovering how you express things, but don't worry. Yeah, you don't need to be like me, totally unfiltered, putting everything out there, stomping around the universe like a child and getting yourself into trouble all the time like I do. And but yeah, don't be so guarded. Don't worry about how you're going to be received. So this is for Nathan. As you move forward, we've got number 11, Dharma Wheel. Karmic lessons, peer pressure, moral codes. So it's that moral code. Yeah, so we don't give in to peer pressure, okay? And that's what a lot of us are going through at the moment. I'm getting targeted by my own peers. How messed up is that, right? So yeah, it's the moral code. You know who you are. Stand tall, stand true, and everything's going to work out for you. You'll kind of, it's like, you're still quite young as well, coming into all these things, but it is time, I think, when you're ready to feel into the content and, should I be putting messages out there and what am I putting out there? So there's definitely something that you should be communicating, and it's up for Nathan to figure out what that is and how. And we talk about your voice tones and how amazing your voice is, and then we all say about book talk and things like that, which you're probably thinking, well, that's uncomfortable. But yeah, you do have a gift there. So how are you going to use it? We're all eager to find out how and why. So it's going to be great. Okay, so that was for Nathan. So Terry, so yeah, I'm getting too comfortable in the chat. No, you keep talking about brothers juggling their bits, and because problem is with Felicia, Flix is really naughty at times. Oh, it's Memorial Day weekend. We've got a bank holiday here. I'm not sure why though, because I'm not really in the real world, so I'm out of time. We like to get silly, Terry. So that's absolutely fine. But it's when Sokola makes me read things out, and I'm like, what? She making me read out now? Talking about who's Smexy? Because it's generally fine. But when like if it was your brother, and then you've got somebody saying, "Is your brother single?" and well, your brother's really Smexy. That's weird for me, right? Do you know what I mean? Okay, this is for Terry B. Terry B. Terry, you have a lovely energy. You do. It's lovely. So what are you doing well? So every time I have to turn the cards around. So it wants to show you the message. Okay, so what you're doing well. This is actually really good. Number 9, but with this, it's not the same kind of transformational energy as the card we got before. This is cosmic wave energy, new friendships, yeah, preparation and custodians. So Pudgy Poppins, you're not Pudgy Poppins. Stop calling yourself Pudgy Poppins. Okay. So here we have this cosmic wave. You are riding a cosmic wave and you are transforming. Okay, so this is your new friendships, new connections coming in, and this is also you reconnecting with parts of you that you've forgotten about, parts of you that you thought maybe were lost because you've been branding yourself Pudgy Poppins this whole time. Yeah, but you're not Pudgy Poppins anymore. You're kind of you're phoenixing in a way. You're starting to get pieces of yourself back now, and you're going to get this new lease of life, and there are things that you're really passionate about. So this is preparation and custodian, and you very much are the custodian energy. You really are. Yeah, so this is you riding that cosmic wave. So this is like a nod to the work that you're doing, which is very noble. Very very much the custodian, working with your grandson, making sure that he has everything that he needs. And this is like handling things like an egg, right? Handling things like an egg. So when you have something so precious, they do require custodians, they require guards and support team and things like that. And you've come in as this support team for this precious jewel, or this precious egg, right? And so you're very equipped to be able to do that. Not everybody can do that, so my son is gifted, but I don't think I'm the best custodian. I mean, I know I'm right for him, I guess, but I sometimes I think, God, I wish I'd done things a lot differently, because I'm not maternal in that way. I'm literally like the soldier energy or whatever, the analyst energy. But we all think we're doing it better than our parents, don't we? But you really do have this beautiful energy to be able to bring in. It's like this golden web around him or people, and you're doing that. You're creating that framework for other people to grow. So this is what you're doing well. As you move forward, we've got number 30. So 3 is all about the connections, spirit guides, looking for signs. We've got that signs. I think we've had a similar message come out before. Philosophical discussion and supervision. So you are not alone. You are not alone. You're coming back into balance. Your guides are there. The supervision is kind of like letting you know that you're being watched over. Okay, you're being gently guided. Okay, that is there. Okay, so this is what you're being supported with. So we've got that yin yang balance energy there. And see her hands are on her face. So it's that reconnection with the sacred self in a way. So your spirit guides are there. Now, it's Deb Purcell from Rick and Deb Purcell from, The Gateway to Light with Phil Barrow, that Deb always talks about how we chose our guides before we came in, and sometimes they're our friends and our family. Yeah, so the spirit guides around us are not always random. They're not always ascended masters. Sometimes they're your closest, most personal friends from other lifetimes who do come back in, or family come back in to support you. So it's kind of like there's an intimateness to the spirit guides that are coming forward right now. But yeah, paying attention to the signs, because this is the second message that I've given you recently about signs and synchronicities. So there's something that you're missing, okay? So just being open, maybe saying, I'm open to receiving signs and synchronicities. I look for the signs in my everyday life and I'm open to receiving. So the last one here is, as you move forward, it's number 24, and this is moving to spiritual energies, and it's about past life, a cultural experience. It is behind you, regression. So whatever this is, do you notice that he's got this kind of music? He's got like, I don't know, is that a clarinet or it's a clarinet of some kind, but it's up his spine. So there's something from a past life that was so integral to making who you are. It's literally like your backbone. Yeah. It's who you've always been, and you don't need to doubt it. So there's something that's just truly part of you that you've been learning from. So when we do meditation, or when we're going into dream, we can set that intention to connect to our past and to bring forward those skills. So we don't always need to learn something new at this point, especially as we're ascending and the quickening is coming in faster and faster. It's time to acknowledge that you've done all the training in past lives. Okay, so a lot of the priestessing work I do is just a refresher to access the things from remembrance when I was in temples in Atlantis, or Lemuria, Avalon, Glastonbury, whatever. That's all a remembrance. Yeah. um Even Siberia is coming to mind. It's weird. So a cultural experience, it is behind you. So it is time to let something just be in the past. Yeah, he's very independent, but I've raised him to be independent. So he does his own laundry now. Does your son believe he has a gift or not? No, he's not interested. What am I doing well? What you're doing well is the cosmic wave card. So this is new friendships. So what you're doing well is the connections, preparations that you're making, and the custodian aspect of you protecting your grandson. That is what you're doing well. That's what you're being acknowledged for. Is that you're bringing in this very protective, and even in the chat here, you're bringing in this very light and loving energy. We can all feel that. So it's a lovely presence. So Pudgy Poppins, I don't think so. I don't think that applies to you anymore. I think that was maybe even an impression that was coming in to perhaps keep you small in a way, or maybe it's like a warm blanket that you've wrapped around yourself to think, oh, this is just who I am now. I don't need to take this off. I don't need to put myself out there. I'm comfortable with just being this, but you're so much more, and you're starting to remember. Okay, so as you move forward, you may even want to get a regression as the card that's coming out. You may want to go into your past life work a bit more. Yeah. We noticed the bong. So Jason is always within a foot of his bong. um, so he does it on videos. Yeah, right. Okay. Badass granny nanny. Yeah, see, the thing is, I know my son's only 16, but I'm 50. So I could be a granny at this point, and I'm like the crone energy, which is granny energy. And think about what that means in the olden days. Yeah, think about what that means, that wise elder, that matriarch energy. And, in the old days, we were respected and we had a lot of control, a lot of power over our community. So the granny, the nanny, that's got taken on a very different meaning in this day and age to what it used to be. It used to hold a lot of authority, and with the the native tribes, it still does. Yeah, it's all women. Like look at the Karen Ann, the clan mother. So it's all women that have those high roles. And at some point, I think on this earth, it will go back to that. Iceland has women leaders. Where else has all women leaders? There are a few countries that have all women leaders now, and it makes a difference. It does. And there was a video on Instagram, and it said basically like all the men on the planet disappear. And within 3 days, women have literally taken on all those roles. The planet is thriving. They get rid of crime and all these kind of things. And that happens within a short space of time. And then the next video comes up and it's like all the women have disappeared from the planet. And it literally starts a zombie apocalypse, right? There's no women. Men just can't handle it properly. I know it's probably not accurate, but there are elements of it that you know that, oh yeah, that's accurate for sure, because women can do everything. Men can't, right? But women can, yeah, if we wanted to. The only times where we might need some support is on the heavy lifting. Yeah. Hey, I was 1975 as well. Justine, you're older than me. Wow, you're a little bit older than me. Okay, so that was for Terry. So does anybody else want to have a card pull? So I'm not going to do a ton of readings today, but I could do a couple more. Okay. I'm on the Dr. Pepper. Can we write our name in the snow? Yes, but it would be a bit more of a splatter font rather than a, yeah. Jason, is that all you got? But can you do this? The government as we know them now will be replaced by councils of elders at some point. I agree. Yeah, I agree. And so it should. Yeah, I don't know. It's all messed up. I was having some great conversations with my sister Pauline the other day, and she's that grounded religious perspective, but she sees the truth thing. She was talking to me about pizza parties a couple of years ago, but of course she didn't have the wider perception that we have. But it just shows that it is filtering back in. I'm not sure where these cards are coming from. Who are these cards for? Let's see what we've got. That's so weird. It's coming back to well-being and cosmic wave energy. So this is preparing, yeah? Self-preservation and preparation. Those two cards have just come out. Self-preservation and preparation. So guys, is it time to start the prepping checks again? Is it time to check that you've got enough water, batteries, all these things? So do you have, if there was a power cut, do you have means in your home to heat food? Yeah, to have fresh water. So we're getting a prepper card come out too. Prepper cards are coming out. So I always have cases of water here. But I need to make sure I've got gas for my little camp stove and things like that, just in case power cuts and all that come in. Okay, so this is for Wizard Whitkus. I really need to get my hair cut, because when it gets to the point that I can't just run my fingers through it, with I need a hairbrush, then I don't want it, because I don't like to brush my hair. I don't like it. It's a waste of time. Waste of bloody time brushing your hair every day. What a load of rubbish. So this is for Wizard Wickers. Ooh, please have the highest timeline. Okay, focus on one thing, James. Just set a clear intention, please. Okay. There's a lot of light all the way through this. So this is for the Wizard Wickus. A sandalwood comb or brush is good for the hair. Okay, I'll think about it. Do I look like the kind of person that could afford a sandalwood brush or comb? So sandalwood is quite funny, because in Hindi it's like Chandan. I used to have a friend called Chandan. His name was sandalwood. This is all dust particles flying around. I'm sure it's not all orbs. Okay, so number 19. This is what you're doing well. It's the light activation. Evolution of spirit. Evolution is what you're doing well. Actioning of plans and transcendence. So this is what you're doing well. I don't know if you can see that properly. Yeah, you are literally transcending. You're becoming one with all that is. So I think at this point you probably don't even need to spend that much time in meditation, because it's like you're becoming a living meditation. You're becoming that, like we were talking about the hollow bone. You're becoming that kind of being that everything you do is meditation. Every breath you take has the potential to be that enlightened breath and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I think whereas I have to make the effort to stop and go into meditation and set intentions, whatever, you don't really need to do that because you've already mastered it in a way of being in the garden or being in nature or just pausing into gentle reflection. So this is what you're being praised for, okay? So it's like you're already moving into transcendental consciousness. So that's amazing, James. So the architect, the grand architect, is coming forward. So everything that you do, whether it's movement or it's voice work or whatever, it's becoming an aspect of you that's connecting into everything around you, to all that is. So as you move forward, it's number 31, so 3 and 1, that's 4 energy. 4 energy is about foundations. And this says Temple of Mary, emotional expression, playful innocence, exploitation. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book on this one, but it's the playful innocence that I'm drawn to, because like me, you have that playful aspect as well. And it's the silliness that's important, Terry. That silliness is important because that's how we stay young, that's how we stay light. And when we don't allow things to burden us because we're able to laugh things off, that's very, very healthy. Yeah, we're activating happy hormones in the body. So I trained in laughter yoga. So I was going through like a really bad separation at the time, and I was able to laugh my way through it, and it became healthy, and it refreshed my body every time. So you do not need anything to make you laugh. Even fake laughing, your body doesn't know the difference at all. It doesn't. So if we start going, my body still thinks, oh, it's laughing, it's happy hormones, let's generate, right? So even just fake laughing has the most powerful effect on your body, more than you realize. Okay. I just want to get a message from the book on this. It's about the exploitation word. So, and I do feel drawn to that word slightly. Okay, so Temple of Mary, the sacred crystal, first of all, is morganite. And morganite is that very pale crystal that's very about heart healing and emotional healing. The affirmation is, I release my personal prejudice. I accept others the way I accept myself. It's Ascension Master, Divine Mother Mary, saying, your heart is heavy. Love and be loved. Be at peace. And she's calling you child there. So there's still an aspect of the heart that's not fully healed, because we're a success in progress. An organ of deep knowledge and wisdom, your heart links to your consciousness and soul as one being. Receiving this divine love can be intense and heart awakening experience. The divine expansion communicates the interactions via your heart's feelings. Its emotional expression is essential to give and receive love fully. The Temple of Mary is guarded fiercely. Those that choose to enter must be ready to free their hearts from love restrictions. With humility and grace, the Divine Mother can help you identify any wounds connected to mother figures with loving support. She inspires your soul to love deeper and surrender to the innocence of your inner child. Residing on the 5th ray of healing, the Divine Mother Mary assists the children of earth to evolve their heart to free individuals from emotional pain and burden. If unconditional love wasn't given to you as a child, it may be difficult to accept who you are and others without conditions. Left unhealed, these wounds affect future relationships and acceptance of love, leaving your generous heart open to exploitation. Divine Mother Mary asks you to be receptive in expanding into new levels of love. Get the tissues ready. Goodbyes will seem to last forever, and empathetic connections will bring newfound friendships. Long distance travel, relationship issues, and natural life transitions will also influence friendships and relationships. Yeah. There's something in that makes me think of what we were talking about with Tiffany yesterday. So if unconditional love wasn't given to you as a child, it may be difficult to accept who you are. And Tiffany and I were literally talking about that on the show last night, because she's saying, oh, you're a child, and everyone's saying how amazing you are. And I'm like, no, can't relate, because that wasn't my experience, my experience was very alone and isolated. And the connections that I had weren't in this realm. They were in like other, like, so me being bonded to somebody and then being separated from them, that kind of thing, and then coming back into this reality. So yeah, I didn't always have people praising me. My only hope was that I wasn't in trouble. So I always have that, am I in trouble feeling? If somebody says anything, I'm always analyzing, am I in trouble? Yeah, so if you didn't receive unconditional love as a child, then it's, you might not accept who you are. I can totally resonate with that statement. I'm not sure how it resonates for James though. But as we move forward, this is for James, it's the light seeker, light quest, visionary, mental strength, and resilience. Yeah. So James is a spiritual master, and a lot of it is just natural remembrance. And you know, this is amazing. So look at those emerald frequencies. So calling in your emerald order dragons. Any of us who've worked with Phil Barrow via the Typical Skeptic or Gateway to Light or whatever, will have emerald order downloads and dragons and things available. So Dan Guest, great show last night, Dan Guest. Thank you so much. And I was saying earlier, how beautiful is Dan Guest? Such a beautiful person. You're easy on the eye as well. So you've got such a lovely voice, and oh yeah, beautiful. You felt invisible as a kid, yeah. You know, just did. The reading really resonates very strongly with me. I was a very independent child. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, guys, go back and watch the video that we did with Dan Guest, and I did Tiffany yesterday, and before that we did Igron, we did J Skyrunner, and we did Fearlessly Phoenixing. So I've had a lot, and then I did a video which was like a 3-hour video of Michael Goff, which is probably the longest video I've ever done, surely. So yeah, do go check out. There's a lot of cool videos on our channel right now. Terry B says, Eric, interesting. Was it the ladies of the Fool Society that had the hair long for that reason? So your hair holds information. And we know that because when they do drug tests, they take that information from your hair. So your hair is basically like the lightning rod. I've done meditations where we've gone back into Atlantis and we've gone into pools of water, and the hair extends out in the pools of water and absorbs the information from the water. Just like right now, my hair is getting upgrades from the sun. Okay, so my hair is embodying information from the sun, and that's why you see my hair gets lighter and lighter and lighter at times, because it's processing information. Now, people who cut their hair really short might find it's harder to get into meditation, I find, and stuff like that. You know, the native tribes, the men always had long hair, didn't they? Because that's where they thought their power was, and I agree, there's a lot of power in long hair. Although men who don't have long hair, men who are balding or overweight, they have a lot of testosterone. So that's very masculine energy. Yeah, so it's slightly different. Middle child syndrome, says Dan. I have an older brother and a younger sister, so I felt like the extra boy. Okay. I was the youngest, so I just felt like the child. It's time to crash this cat. Coming up at 2 a.m. Thanks, Cat. Hey, Rainbow Flame. Cool Emerald Order. Powerful, yes. Okay, long hair is smexy. I'm going to get mine cut soon because it's getting too long. And so it's literally coming all the way down now. Dan is blushing. No, Dan, we love that you have such like amazing varied knowledge. You've got great foundational knowledge in every direction. Doesn't matter what chat said. You were right there. You knew books and references, and it's freaking awesome. Yeah, I wish I had that kind of knowledge. Thank you for hosting. I really enjoyed it. If we do another, I'll come armed to the teeth with a list so I don't go off track too much. No, people like it. They like it when we do random. That's really cool. I try and keep people back to certain things sometimes, but sometimes I have to call back things. Like I had to. Oh, there's a message gone. And yeah, Dan's got an amazing brain. I'm gonna mine his brain. Yeah, no, it'd be great to have you on for a monthly show for sure. Yeah. Justy, hi Justy Naughty, how are you? Okay, so who would like a card? Was there anybody else that would like a card before I finish? It's almost 7 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. I'm in the northwest of England, in the Liverpool City region, and guess what? So, like literally on Instagram yesterday, Scousine put up this short video of the Queensway Tunnel and how it was being used to record, to film the second Batman movie. And there's like cop cars, and it says like Gotham City Police on it. Guys, that's not even a quarter of a mile from where I am right now. I'm right by the tunnel that takes you, under the Mersey to Liverpool, and they've used the Queensway Tunnel, which is like the oldest tunnel, in the Batman movie. Now, normally they use the Kingsway Tunnel, which is a few miles away from me, which is more modern. They use that in movies like Harry Potter when they're going through the tunnel scene. There's loads of movies they use our tunnels. But I can't believe it's like that was going on probably while we were doing a show. That was going on, like they were filming Batman. How cool is that? And they do use Liverpool City for Gotham City as well. So, okay. Dad, I didn't realise that was you. Oh, yeah, that was our dad. So, Matty West says, I haven't cut my hair since 2018. Oh, it's like Samson and Delilah. I'm not cutting it. Oh, well, this we've got to see now. We've got to see. So, this is for Dan Guest. If nobody is before me, I would love a card from you, Rainbow. So Joseph's got the long beard because your hair's thin on top, so you're still growing, like your information center's coming out the other end now. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system. It's an antenna. Yeah, I believe that to be true as well. Can I get a long-haired wig? No, because it's your hair. It connects into your nervous system. A wig is not quite the same. Yeah. Timu Tarzan. I honestly, that cracked me up. I thought that was so funny because I thought, did he just say that? Yeah, that was hilarious. Okay, acknowledging the hair. Yeah, we need to go long beards. Yeah, Jason's got long hair as well, right? So what about leg hair? Honestly, I stopped shaving like 18 months back. I stopped shaving and it's so amazing. Honestly, girls, if you haven't stopped shaving, please do, because like, wow, it feels fantastic to not have to do that kind of thing, and it's awesome. Yeah, so I'm really moving into the crone phase. Okay, Wizard saying first hair on top, now more down. Rainbow Flame, are you a dude? I thought you were a girl. Yeah, growing out armpit hair. Yeah. Honestly, it's great. Yeah, because they're all unnecessary shavings. Why would we do that? Why were we doing that? It makes no sense. For what? Like, au natural, ladies. And because I don't really go anywhere, I don't put deodorant on now unless I'm going out somewhere. So that's been great because there's so much chemicals in the deodorants and they're blocking your lymph nodes and stuff when you do that. Yeah, you're going to just grow it and braid it. Honestly, it doesn't even grow. Like, it only grows a small amount. It's not like you get long. Yeah, like, so that's cool. Okay, this is for Dan Guest. Pretty sure this is for Dan. How about one focused thought, please, Dan? You have a man bun every day to keep my hair tidy and out of the way. Rainbow Flame is a dude. Rob has mistaken me for a lady 3 times. I'm so sorry, pal. This is why I call everybody pal. So no misgendering. It's like in Star Trek. Everyone is a sir. Yeah. Okay. So what you're doing well, Dan, is we've got emotional expression, playful innocence. We've got that Temple of Mary card coming back out. This is stable foundation. You are a very grounded person, and you've got a lot to express, and you do that with such beautiful authenticity. And you're a real genuine guy, and we love that about you. So this is what you're doing well. As you move forward, there's a light body activation coming in for you. Independence brings comfort. Past restrictions, ancestral healing. So this is a really interesting card because it says light body, but you can clearly see that it's a sovereignty. It's like you're uniting with all that is in a way because it's got that 2 energy. So there's definitely about you coming together, potentially you and your higher self, I think. emerging closer and stronger to that higher self connection. So your clarity is going to start coming in much, much deeper now. But it was weird to hear you say that you're not even spiritual. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I mean, I know not everyone, I mean, John Whitberg is not spiritual at all. So we can talk about things, but he's not interested in woo. Right. And even with the deck that I created and he's helped collaborate on, and I said, are you sure you want to do this kind of thing with me? And it's like, yeah, because it's real world. It's not woo. It's not nonsense. It's real world. Next step. Like, what does this mean for me, kind of thing. So that's why he's collaborated on it. But if I was say, oh, do you want to collaborate on my Violet Flame Mystical Wellness? It'd be like, no, why would I want to do that? That's woo. Do you know what I mean? And woo fucking who. Okay, so independence brings comfort, past restrictions or lifting, ancestral healing. So this is you healing that mother father line. So it doesn't matter which way you go right now, you're bringing lots of healing into your light body, into all versions and all versions of you. It's like all levels and layers of you is coming out. That phrase is coming out. So you're doing multidimensional healing just by being you, just by standing strong, standing in your truth. But you've also, surprisingly, you're getting a lot of ancestral healing coming in. So we've got one, angelic realms, a team effort, charity, validation, and patience. So you're getting a big nod from the angelic realms of they're there if you need them. So you do have a guide team that you can call in whenever you want. So whoever you're drawn to, very nature based, of course, because you're very elemental, very Kanunos kind of energy, as you know. So very like, god of the forest and of the deer trods and whatever, like Ellen of the Ways is the female kind of aspect of that. So this is great. So team effort, charity, validation, patience. So have patience as you move forward. And know that you're not alone, that we're here for you, and we can't wait for your new baby to birth into the world. It's going to be so good. We're really excited for you. Sokola, seriously, sometimes you put things in and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to read this out. So man buns are smexy, Sokola is saying. Okay. Dan man, bun nice. I like, okay. Wizard Wicker says another disempowerment is that it's not ladylike to spit. They want you to swallow those germs back down instead of allowing the body to get rid of them. Okay, so once I used to travel a lot, right? And I was traveling through Qatar, I think, like Arab Emirate states, and I had like this small layover, and I was in the restroom, and I was actually brushing my teeth in the restroom because I've been traveling for a long time. I literally go from Thailand to the UK or something. It was a long flight. And so I was actually brushing my teeth. And then this lady who looked like Indian or whatever spat at me like I was doing something wrong. And she turned and looked at me and then she spat towards me. This is one of the most weird encounters I've ever had. So yeah, so spitting is weird, but it's like disempowerment. So we want to eject things from the body, and they want us to keep it in. Okay, interesting. So Cola, Sebastian Stan wasn't with a man bun. It's nice to look at. Okay, are we talking Winter Soldier? Rainbow Flame. Okay, Rainbow Flame. Who is Mr. Rainbow Flame? Mr. Rainbow Flame, this is for you. That's really tickled me now. That's tickled my fancy. Okay, Mr. Rainbow Flame. Dan says, honestly, I don't know what I am, and that's okay too. I'm just here learning. Every day's a school day. Okay. She's talking about the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Haha, OMG. That's what I think when I see Solcola's messages. Like, oh my god, what's she saying now? I generally don't mind. It's when like we've got Draco Reed in the chat and you're saying those things, and I've got to read that out to my brother. My friend thinks you're hot. That's like that's uncomfortable. But I don't see it, you see. I honestly don't see it. Whatever. Rainbow Flame! Oh, lady. Lady Rainbow Flame support. Am I Lady Rainbow Flame? And you're Mr. Rainbow Flame. That's so funny. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you're in Europe. Where are you? Okay, so this is for Mr. Rainbow Flames. I really feel like there's so much fluctuation in the timeline today. I'm kind of struggling with some people because you've all got options. So, Mr. Rainbow Flame. Interesting indeed. This is a very similar reading to Nathan. Okay. So Arno from Belgium. Okay. Mr. Rainbow Flame. Okay. That's never going to go anyway. It's going to always be there now. So you got, what you're doing well is that divine protection, that heart of a warrior synchronicity. So yeah, so what you're doing well is that you are very aware of your energy, you're very grounded, and you're putting in your protections, and your guide team is saying, well done, basically. You're standing in your truth, okay? I don't know if you do work with the angels, but they are available for you. Of course, the first angel we should work with is our guardian angel. So we keep bypassing the guardian angel, who's the one that knows us the best, who's been with us since birth. And we keep saying, oh, forget you, guardian angel. I'm going to go to Archangel Michael. But what about your guardian angel? He's right there, right? Give him a job to do, okay? As you move forward, it's past life healing that's coming forward for you. So you are having a past life heart activation in a way. So more information is available. So whatever healing you do now, just know that it is going back into the past as well. So it's soothing back into the past. Soothing back into the past is the kind of message. A cultural experience. So you may find that as you do the past life healing, that you start to embody more of who you are, that is from all these different lifetimes. So your tastes are changing slightly, you're remembering. So you see me here, this little white lady. I'm not. I am Japanese, basically. So I'm a Japanese person, or a Chinese person, and I'm stuck in this body, and I'm tall, but I'm put in this little tiny body. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm the ultra soldier, and I've been put back in this little body. So we are not who we appear to be, and that's okay. And we can start to express that. So when you talk to me about things, my favorite food is Asian food. I cook it every day, right? And I lived in India for the longest time, but that's not who I am. Yeah, I couldn't care less if I ate curry. I really couldn't care less. But some people are in the right body or they're in the right land. I am not. Right. And so I've been put in this place that does not suit me at all, and my body is not even designed to be in the UK, because when I'm here my bones and everything get damaged, and so the weather is really bad. But okay, but this is past life healing. So all the healing that you do as you move forward right now, just know that it is impacting your other lifetimes. The past, present, and parallel are all being healed at the same time. So just stay heart focused. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to know what's going on, but emotions might be a little bit kind of gentle for the next 3 weeks or so. So as you move forward, we've got that sacred space card again. So this is about you making sure that you've got everything you need as you do this delicate heart healing, which is that multidimensional healing. Obstacles are being removed. So if there's things that are in your way right now, just ask for the highest outcome. Just ask what else is possible here. Yeah, how does it get any better than this? Because there will be a positive outcome. The clarity you're looking for is coming. You might not even have the question yet, but the clarity is already on its way. Obstacles are being removed for you. Okay, so this is for Mr. Rainbow. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. So you're in a nurturing phase. You might even be heading into a dark night, because when we start to deal with the heart healing, that can be a big crash and burn kind of energy. But we've got a 6, so it feels more gentle for you, this one. So just know that Emerald Order energies are available. You hear us talk a lot about dragons over here. Sorry, my hair's everywhere at the moment. And because when we spend a lot of time on the Typical Skeptic podcast, and Phil Barrow used to be on monthly. He's not been on monthly for a while, and his work has changed slightly, but he used to always be bringing in Emerald Order Flames and Emerald Order Dragons. So a lot of people in our community, I've got these Emerald Order Dragons flying around. I've got two. One's a healing dragon and one's like a battle dragon. So I call on them all the time, right? So that's why we talk about that kind of thing so much. So Mr. Rainbow Flame says, okay, we'll get use of the Guardian Angel, and I'm recording all soul fragments almost every day now. Okay, good. Connecting to organic source and higher self, and always for the best for everything. That sounds perfect, yeah. But yeah, Guardian Angel needs a job to do. Otherwise, they're just witnessing and they can't step in, yeah. So it's great for them to be the sacred witness, but they do want to connect with us more. And you can also think of the Guardian Angel as an aspect of yourself as well. But it could be somebody that you have placed there, like your closest friend kind of energy, because I'm getting Deb Purcell kind of wording coming into my mind. As she always talks about, like, oh, I've got a guide who used to be a friend of mine, and his name's Jonathan, or his name's Trevor. I think one of them is called Trevor. Oh my word, it just cracked me right up. Yeah, Google the Winter Soldier and you'll see Sebastian Stan. He's been in other things. He played Trump in a movie. He played in that movie with oh my god, I can't even think what her name is now. Pamela Anderson. He played her husband in that as well. That was an interesting movie. Yeah, there's no end to his skills. And tips are appreciated. Yes, thank you so much. So paypal.me/Anchorhaven. So I don't charge for readings that I do when you see me live, but I really appreciate any tips, because just my Zoom is like $20 a month. My Canva's $20 a month. And there's a lot of expenses that go into having a podcast, and the money that goes into YouTube, I probably won't see that for a while, because it's messing with me on tax forms as well, and you have to hit a threshold which I've not hit yet, so I'm quite far off that. But I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. I'm also fundraising to get to Bases 2026, so if you'd like to help me get to that conference, that would be very appreciated, because I'm going to be working while I'm there, but I don't get paid. I literally just get advertising, basically, so I can put myself on the program, because I'm creating the program, put myself on the flyer and things like that. So I may get to do a talk at Bases, but I'm kind of keeping it in backup, so hopefully the Americans will come and everything will work out and I won't need to do my talk, but I might do a workshop. So it just sees how I'm just on the Monday, but at the moment the main talk I'm doing is on the 13th of June, and that's online at the Gina Virginia Casella conference, which is Summer Days. You do need a ticket for this one, but it's Canadian dollars, right? So it's not as expensive as it looks. So please go check that out. But it will be recorded. My talk is basically about my journey into the special access programs, and the kind of whisper of remembrance of those things have always been there. I just wasn't fully aware that they were there. So I still need to write that. But I will be working with the images from the Breakaway Oracle deck in my presentation. Okay, so that itself will be an activation for some people as well. I have a lot of different sparkling colours in my aura, says Wizard Kiss. Mr. Rainbow Flame says probably some mainly rainbow colours, Wizard, yeah. She wants the movie done by then. Yeah, so I'm going to be working on that soon as well. I've got to do a recorded presentation. Missing Time 420 is working on a movie project with Gina Virginia Casella. So if you guys didn't know, Missing Time is a movie professional, movie crew. So Carla says, Julia, when you get activations or downloads, can they be painful sometimes? Well, yes. Yes, unfortunately it can. The weirdest one I ever had is the jellyfish head one that I recall. Other than that, it shouldn't be painful. If you are not in balance, then it will seem painful, because like Kundalini and everything, if your Kundalini is trying to activate through your spinal grid and you have not balanced your masculine and feminine body, it will literally get stuck, right? And you'll jolt, and you'll notice that. So when you lay down and you're having a Reiki or therapy, or you're going into meditation, if one side of your body is twitching and moving, there's an imbalance in your Kundalini flow. Okay. And as a therapist, I work with eyes open. Too many people are, oh, I'm doing Reiki and I'm in the flow and my eyes are closed and I'm not monitoring my client. Oh, no. You need to keep your eyes open to monitor your client. That's the number one advice I can give people, because then you'll be able to notice where the imbalance is in their body. These subtle, gentle twitches of the fingers or the toes or the slight rise of the chest occasionally. This is all Kundalini signals, basically. So we're looking for those ascension signals when I do healing therapies. Even if I'm doing something on Zoom with somebody, I will actually be monitoring you to look for subtle movement signs or twitches in your face or whatever, just to see your reaction. But when downloads and things are coming in, it's been a while since I've had like an active download coming at me. But a couple of years back, it must be 2 years now, I was doing like an online workshop with these people in Scotland who are called elemental beings, and she channels things through and he plays gongs and singing bowls at the same time. So she was leading a meditation, and it was basically about you going into the earth, and you're seeing yourself basically being born in the earth. It was that kind of thing. And as that was going on, he's playing these gongs, and it was really like, I have hearing aids, so you're in my head, and so the gongs were having this reaction that was getting more and more painful, and I could feel energy coming in, and I dropped into that version of me in the earth, and I can see myself now. And I became just that core essence of who I was, but connected to the earth. And then I started to come back up, and I had a phrase in my mind, and I wrote that down, and it was actually a Sanskrit phrase, and I can't remember what it said, and I don't know where it came from, but it had come from the earth. She shared with me a message in Sanskrit, and I wrote it out. And I found it online, but I can't remember it now. But then all this is going on, and I just felt like I this is so uncomfortable that I need to lie down. And I staggered to my bed, collapsed on my bed, and all I could feel was my entire crown open, and I was being sucked like so my crown chakras were opening, and the like my crown, my soul star, my soul bridge, soul star, delegate, everything was opening fully for the first time. And that was just so uncomfortable that I call it jellyfish head, because it was that movement of the jellyfish. It was like my energy, my consciousness was kind of coming up and down and merging with something for the very first time. And it was just, I couldn't even explain it. It was so weird. And I went to like a mentor I had at the time. I was trying to explain, but he, it was just, it was hard. But yeah, sometimes it's not always comfortable. I don't think it should be painful, but get yourself grounded and start to focus on balance. When I do healing therapies with people, that is my only goal, is to bring balance and anchoring. That's the work I do. And that's so important. Otherwise, you will literally be so uncomfortable. It will manifest in the body. You'll start to get more and more pain in the body if you don't start to balance the two beings that you have within your sacred vessel, the masculine, the feminine, the hieros gamos. Yeah. So start to think about that a bit more. People's bodies have been upgrading to handle the high frequency field we're stepping into. Yeah, honestly, it was the weirdest experience I've ever had. The only thing close to that recently was that I felt my chakras get blasted open, and the Zeta Greys were literally trying to suck me through a portal that was one of my chakras. Yeah, so Dan says, ow, I joke with my kids and tell them I was born from a tree stump and smashed my baby. Oh my god, they're gonna think that's true. You love the sound effects. Sorry. Yeah, it's honestly, it was really physical. Brinja, I'm back. I was busking. You were busking? That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, honestly, jellyfish head, I call it. It's happened to me twice, I think, now. And it's some kind of like, it's all I can. It just felt like my higher chakra column had opened properly for the first time, and my consciousness is trying to pulse up and down through my being. It was just the weirdest experience I've ever had. That I thought was a bit painful, and so because you've been doing all these gongs and there was a resonance there, I collapsed on my bed and I passed out basically. So every now and then, yes, you will pass out into things. You'll be reading a book and you will pass out into the book because you'll be upgrading or whatever. But it shouldn't be painful if you're in balance. That's how I feel. So you guys let me know what makes sense to you. But if you're getting, or like where is the pain basically? Is it third eye pain coming in? Because where the pain is lets me know kind of what's going on with you. Mr. Rainbow Flame says, Anchor, do I focus further on the healing because I'm asking for clearer guidance and relationship with my guides, but I feel it's stagnant. Any tips? Yeah, focus on the healing, focus on the grounding first. Always go with grounding first. Ground, center, protect. So Geraldine Orozco talks about the G-Pack. So you can have a look on her website for G-Pack or go to her YouTube, and she's got loads of great tips there. A lot of people do like the 12th dimensional shielding and stuff like that. So yeah, so just come back to basics is always what I'm going to recommend, and rebuild ourselves upwards. Terry B, I recommend a personal reading with Julia. Oh, thank you. Very healing and very powerful. That's really nice. Thank you. Yeah, there is a sale on my Patreon right now if you want to book in for a 30 or 60-minute session while that offer's on, because that will expire at the end of May. Because I need to get some money in to help me get to the Basis conference, because getting to the Basis conference is going to cost me at least £500, which is, I don't know, like $600-700. So that's what, yeah, Maharic Seal. There's slightly different versions of that. There's different versions of the Maharic and the 12th dimensional shield, and not quite the same. But if you want to look into that kind of thing. Okay, here's something controversial. So there's a channel right now which I cannot name because it's directly related to the targeting that I receive. But there's a person on that channel that's now working with said person who's targeting me, and they're talking mainly about Ashiana Dean and Law of One. And they're basically talking about the Voyager series. So if you guys have not seen the Voyager series, I could literally send it to you, to be honest. I think I've got Voyages 1 and 2, and I've got the Angelic book as well. But they're like $25. If you find the right website, that is Ashiana Dean's website, you can get it for like $25, a licensed copy. Or you can go for the big, full printed binders of it, which cost more. Anyway, so they're focusing on that information, which is great. But some people are already more evolved than that. So the person that owns the channel is already more evolved than that. And then this other person's coming in now saying, oh, don't forget about this, and trying to bring their awareness down. Okay, so some people might know who I'm talking about and might not, but it's just the kind of thing. So just stick with what works for you. Okay. Yes, stick with what works. I can't say that because I get a lot of targeting, and but yeah, so some people are operating at a higher dimensional field already, and then they partner with somebody who's on a lower, and it's like they're trying to drop their resonance down. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. And they're talking about J seal removals and things. Now, I do J seal removals, I do Draco seal removals, I do feminine and masculine implant removals. I do all of that, and I learned that 3 or 4 years ago with Indigo Angel on her college. And Indy still does that kind of work, which is great. And I do it occasionally, maybe a couple of times a year. Don't think I've even got it advertised anywhere. But for me, said person who owns that channel is already far beyond that kind of work, right? So why would you be trying to bring them down to that lower level work? It just doesn't make any sense unless they're being handled, right? Thank you for that, and for removing that. Yeah. So because I literally cannot say, and without getting myself into trouble. But yeah, so just be aware. So yeah, but I love the work of Lisa Renee, and somebody is saying, well, Lisa Renee, she's not really Law of One. Are you kidding me? Lisa Renee's information is amazing. And you can go on her website, Energetic Synthesis, and there are audios there. For some of them are like $3 or something. So you can listen to Lisa Renee's things from her webinars and stuff, and they're really affordable. But there's so many different things out there. You just see what works for you. So Geraldine Orozco's got a lot of free, amazing content. And even Michael Koff's channel, he's done videos with Geraldine Orozco. So when I did that video with Michael the other day, and I was saying, oh my God, you've met Geraldine Orozco, and I'm a total fangirl crush on Geraldine Orozco, right? Wow, like I couldn't even imagine asking her to come on my channel, like, wow. So, but yeah, but she talks about the G-Pack. So basically, oh, okay. Yeah. So, Indigo Angel's got a great channel over there. I have done her courses. So I've done Gridwork Facilitator, 2 course I did her J seal removal course. I did her Divine Feminine course over there. I was going through a phase of doing that kind of work, and I'm in a different direction now because that happens. Yeah, 12D Shield, Maharic Shield, they're very similar, I think, in a way. But you'll see when you actually come into my groups, there's elements of that I build into my work, where we talk about, bringing in energy from the grand central sun or anchoring into Andromeda, working with guardian shielding, that kind of comes from that. So the work that Indy does on her channel is all based in Ashiana D and Elisa Renee and the guardians. But what I did take offense to recently is somebody saying on that particular channel that shall not be named is that you're like, stop working with deities. Stop working outside of yourself. Work with the guardians. Who do you think the guardians are? Right? If they're not ascended masters and deities and, you know, higher aspects, whatever, who do you think they are, these guardians that you're talking about? It's so silly. Yeah. So just, you know, you might find that it's the same thing. If it talks about the handshake and stuff like that, it's probably very similar. But I know there's different elements, yeah? But put name here, hold my doodle, welcome back. I read a book today about a man who married a carrot. And it's called I Married a Carrot. Strange book. How are you? Well, we're in 12D right now. And you just brought us right back down into the 3D, 4D. Thank you for that. So it's always good to be anchored and grounded. Yeah, good. Check my channel, my lives and my videos for the last few days. Oh man, it's been crack-a-lacking over here. We've been dishing out some amazing podcasts over here. So please do go check that out. Next level is 38D seal. Each of the Kalontics builds upon when you are already learned. Yeah, perfect. Missy Hill talks about Kalontics and Patty Paparazzi talks about Kalontic science as well. I started to go down that direction and then I realized this is not my language. This isn't me. And then I started to, so I take bits from everywhere to build my own mystical wellness pathway. But I really found who I was and remembered who I was when I started to head into the SSP stuff. So I bring elements of that into the other narrative is what I do. I had a voice in my head, said Wizardwickus, about 3 years ago that said the 13th seal is now removed. Okay, yeah. When you look into the seal systems, it's fucked up. I'm not joking. It is really messed up. So yeah, I do believe the seal systems is a thing. I do seal removals. Bryn just says, I was tapping into my North spirits and I ended up sleeping the next day all day. Wow. Yeah, you're getting a lot of healing and upgrades. Mr. Rainbow Flame says, yeah, I understand you completely. They went a moment in. Only this is true. Nothing else. Open heart is where the truth is. Thank you. This was meant to be for me. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Eric says, reason that person, whomever they are teaching at a lower level, maybe they have a lower level students and they may graduate them up. Well, see, I do teach beginners. I teach beginners, intermediate towards advanced mystical wellness. So I'm very happy to teach at lower levels. I love it. And I love getting people who are course correcting or they're having their awakening. And Saint Germain will send Violet Flame Keepers to me all the time. I love it. But what I'm talking about is when somebody's on a channel and they are already operating in the 36D and then they start to co-host with somebody who's on like 7D, right? And this person's trying to match and come down. And for me, that's freaking targeting. That's deliberate handlement to take person from a higher perspective and drop them down to a lower perspective to stop the work they're doing. And I can see it. Other people around me can see it. That person's being handled by that person on the lower narrative, okay? And they're like, oh, look at me, I'm coming in and this is all, 12D and above. But no, the person that you're partnering with was already cosmic. Why are you bringing them down to a lower level? I don't get it. And the fact that they can't see that and they're not correcting that person when they're already operating on a higher narrative, I just don't get it. It blows my mind. It's absolute targeting for sure. It's like somebody coming in. Actually, there's an example from childhood. So I was made to befriend somebody because it was childcare arrangements, right? So my dad needed somebody to pick me up from school, so I had to be friends with this person so I could go to her house and her mum would pick me up and my dad would pay them whatever. But I'd have to spend time with this girl who was like playing with Barbie dolls and playing with Playmobil and stuff. Well, I was already like reading teenage books and things like that, and I was more advanced for the age that I was. So then I had to think, oh, she's playing with Barbies? All right, then I'll play with Barbies. It's been a while. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when you've got somebody who's working on a higher narrative and then a lower level person comes in, but they want to. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say is that person should know better. Why are they lowering their standards? to work at a much lower frequency than they normally would. Now, from my perspective, I see that that is handled, that's targeting, and that is a deliberate thing. And the fact that that person is local to them shows me that that person's been placed in their reality so that they can have a physical relationship, which is what they've been longing for, that connection. Do you know what I mean? So I see it's targeting. I'm calling it out. Obviously, I can't say the channel and stuff like that because I'm just gonna, get myself into trouble. But I even more makes me think that that person from the higher narrative is more and more vulnerable, and the fact that they're saying, oh, okay, well, you want to be my partner, that's great, I'll partner with you because I need that connection, even if that means I have to start talking about elementary stuff again. I'll come back down to your level. We don't do that. That's not right. That's targeting. Yeah. So people naturally fall away from us. When somebody comes in now and starts saying to me, I can't even think of a good example because I work in all levels, but the particular person that I'm talking about is a higher guide, and they are being made to lower their standards to the point to match somebody else's narrative that's masquerading at a high frequency, and it's not, because they can't fully explain it. And if you can't take a narrative and break it down and explain it to a child, then you don't know that information and you have not embodied it and done the work, and that person can't. And when that particular person who's coming in as a handler says that they've solved the SSP, oh, I've freed myself of all of that, I've healed it. No, you haven't. And when I naturally just scan into things now, I can see that, yeah, you were in the SSP, but you were literally like a drone. Okay, so for me, that is a freaking clone that's been created to, oh my God, it's so amazing, we're on the same wavelength. Oh, you love everything that I love? Oh, how freaking amazing. It's fucking targeting. Rise up, wake up. Sorry. That's my little rant. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably be very confusing for some people. I apologize, but I'm going through shit over here, and I want to help that person, but I can't. They need to help themselves, because when I tried to help that person, they literally just came out and targeted the fuck out of me and everybody I know. And there's like four or more that are getting targeted by association, and we see the person doing the work, and we're like, dude, you need help. Can we help you? No, we can't, because we're going to get backlash. So yes, Anchor, some teachers deliberately keep people in lower levels. This is what my first Colontic teacher did. I left them and found a better one. Correct, they do not want their students to advance. Yeah, so I work with people who are rediscovering their pathway, and I will literally share with you everything, okay? And I break that down into 4 different levels that I work with. And some people will stay with me and do all 4 levels, which is great, and then move on. Or some people will come in just for a beginner's refresher, and then they'll go on to somebody else. So I see myself as a way station, as a gateway for you to pass through. That's the work that I do, and that's absolutely fine for me, because my guides will bring people in. And I've had experiences when like everyone on a class will literally fall away except one person, because that one person is the priority, and they needed to have the activation from my voice. They needed that one-to-one healing or that one-to-one channeling, and it's so weird when it happens, but it's always freaking Saint Germain messing things up, but he's doing it for a good reason. Okay, can I ask for a reading? Brinja, yes. I love Playmobil. Dad, you are not a loser. You're probably one of the coolest people we've ever had on my channel, right? Woo fucking who? Dang, guess that's who. I think there's a lot of overlaying programming going on to bring the one down to a lower level. I agree. So it's like they've got somebody sitting there going, don't you see what this means? Don't you see what this means? Like, you're this higher being, but don't you see what this means down here? Oh, let me come back down and have a look. Oh, okay. No. 2 hours. I feel Julia does that sometimes. I won't be on for long. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. You guys hook me in. Yeah, woo feckin' who. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like I feel talking to most people, not in an arrogant way at all. I just struggle to give shit about mundane, boring stuff because it's not normal anymore. Yeah, I see you, Bridger. One sec. Bridger, are you Valkyrie? One way to ask these teachers out is to ask them some high level questions, the answer to, and see how it's answered. Maybe a few questions incorrect. Black pearls. Okay. best teachers are also students. So if Dan Guest has taught us anything, it's that every day is a school day. You, Julia, aren't an excellent teacher. You just put I'm aren't an excellent teacher. You just put the negative on that. You are, for fuck's sake, yeah. Was it the man or the woman who came down for the other? The woman has had to come down for the man. The man is operating at a much lower level, right? And is really negative. And the woman has had to come down to meet the man at the lower level. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, Valkyrie. Okay, so this is for Valk. Oh, you lost your old account. Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Although doing a show with Dan Guest, I feel like an absolute moron. My perception is so limited on certain topics, and it's like I've literally been hidden and shrouded away from things that I used to be really into. And then I think, wow, 20 years has gone by and I've lost 20 years. And I'm trying to catch up now. Do you know what I mean? This is for the Valkyrie, who is just rebirthing themselves. Okay, so multiple cards coming out here. Okay, so the first card is generally the what you're doing well card, and it's confirmation that you are the oracle, you're the channel, self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's number 17. So 1 and 7, we're getting 8 energy, which is abundant energy, but there's also a balance symbol on this card. So this is Valkyrie. So Valkyrie, you are the oracle. You are the Norse oracle, okay? You know who you are. Deja vu. Okay, this is different. This is a difficult one because you're in a big transformation, and it's kind of going deep within. So it doesn't matter externally. I know this is going to sound a bit harsh, but it doesn't matter externally what's going on. It's that internal inner compass. Find your inner compass. Find your soul spark. You know who you are. Deep down, find your soul spark. Okay, you're being reminded that you're the oracle, you're the channel. So this is one of your main focuses, yeah, that you are here to receive and share information. Okay, there's a lot of past life healing going on, and this could be why things are fluctuating a lot with you right now, because there's past life healing going on. But just remember that in the past, because Valkyrie is very young, Valkyrie is the only person on my channel who's under 18. We generally, what did we used to say, guys? Because we used to have to put, because before I put on the moderation settings, we used to get bombarded with kids coming in at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And we used to have to say this channel's for over 18s only. The only exception I have to that is the Valkyrie, right? Okay, because who's got a lot of Norse knowledge and is really spiritually aware already. So there is a cultural experience. It's behind you. Regression are the keywords on this. But for me, I'm drawn to the yellow energy. So this is about reconnecting into your past lives and looking for the joy. Not really looking for what needs to be healed from the past right now, but looking at the past and remembering those moments of joy, okay? So whether it's past, present, or parallel, that needs to be your focus. And your guides are coming in to help you remember the joy. Now, our chakras hold memories. Our skin and everything holds memories. But from time to time, we need to reset the chakra energetics, okay? So when you go to Chakra Empowerments for Women by Lisa Erickson, I run those kind of workshops as well because I love the book by Lisa Erickson. And we talk about the chakra holding memories. So your heart, your solar plexus, your throat, they do need to be reset at some point every now and then, because when you get into a particular situation, your body takes a snapshot of that situation and how it responded, how it reacted, and that stays in that chakra. And then when you get into a similar situation again, it goes, oh, I remember when we were here. We were 5 years old and we got like called out at school for peeing our pants or something, right? And because it's that same kind of energetic feeling of like, oh my God, someone's asked me a question, what do I do? When I was 5 years old and the teacher asked me a question, I peed my pants. So let's do that right now. Right? This is how the chakras work. I'm not joking. So it's like, or if you're in a situation where you felt really confident, you were in the zone, you were running, you were dancing, you felt fantastic, the chakras will hold on to that memory as well. So we want to reset the chakra memory centers, okay? from time to time. So you want to give themselves a really good flush through. If you go on my Patreon, there's chakra flush and chakra repair empowerments. And these are light activations. Yeah. So I can activate that for you. And then after that, you just call in that frequency and run it through all of the chakras. So do check that out. But I work with golden light, double diamond light, platinum light, and things like that. So you can always call on a liquid light cleanse. And that's one of the first things I do when I start to do healing with anybody, especially jade steel removals. We prepare the body by doing the liquid light cleanse process. So you can just start calling through. I work a lot with aquamarine, crystal light as well, to wash through the body. So I think you need to have a bit of a refresh. Okay. We've got two more cards that have come out for you. First one, we've got galactic vibration. Okay, and it says personal conviction, raising your resilience, direct channel. So this is a spiritual card. It's spiritual action is what's just come to mind. Spiritual action. So knowing that you are resilient. So no matter what's going on with around you, we're coming back into that North compass that you have. Yeah. So working with your North sigils, using that kind of guidance to, because you are a daughter of Loki. So let's bring things back into those aspects and know where your north is. Where is your true north? Okay. And when we think of north energy, we always, rainbow light, thank you. Yeah, we always think about grounding. Yeah, I think about nurturing, and I think about winter ice, which is a violet flame symbol, which is a triangle with three wavy lines going through it. So when I think about finding my north, I think about where am I most comfortable? Where do I really feel so happy, like warm cup of cocoa kind of feeling? That's that not smug feeling, but that content. That's the energy that we need to try and find again. And it could be in your memory. So they want you to bring that forward and anchor that into your heart. Yeah. So there's that kind of thing coming in. But knowing that you are that personal conviction is this: I can do this, I've got this, I can move forward with ease. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. So the Access Consciousness mantra I work with. But I've also got the angelic teams coming in saying, you really do have a big spiritual support team, Valkyrie. Okay, Valkyries are never working alone. Valkyries are always on a team. We're talking about the Norse Valkyrie aspect here, not the SSP Valkyrie, which is similar but a bit more scary. But yeah, so as a Valkyrie, we work in teams. Yeah. So do draw on Freya and things like that, and elements, and also because I embody Hel, which is, she is a very nurturing goddess. So it might be time to work with Hel, because this is rebirth energy, end of a cycle. So the Norse goddess Hel, potentially daughter of Loki, and so she brings in a very calm stillness, but a very gentle, loving kindness she brings in. So I know she looks scary, but that's because she's bringing in that balance of life and death. End of a cycle, Valkyrie. Yeah, starting something new. So it is time to get crystal clear about what you want to do, but know that you're not alone, and take dream team, hello dream team. So take comfort in knowing that your lineage is vast and wide, and that you can channel these aspects, you can channel those versions of you, you can channel that team in. Okay, so you are not alone. Whatever's happening, have patience. So this is for the Valkyrie. Okay, there we go. So that was the last one. Yeah, so rainbow liquid light cleanse, perfect. Yeah, so I always bring in kind of like rainbow iridescent light. I work with the many flames, which is a rainbow of flames. Yeah. So let me just catch up a little bit. I love how great and patient you are with Willard. With Eva Pico. Come on, Willard. Here's your chance to ask questions. Honestly, with Willard, because he bombards the chat. He's a bombarder. He's a bit of a wrecking ball at times. And I did have to block him on Patreon because he sent me 106 messages in 2 hours. And I think that's quite reasonable to block any of y'all sending me 106 messages in 2 hours. Right? I can be a bombarder at times, but even I draw my limits. I'm like maybe 5. Right? Do you know what I mean? I agree, says Eric, with age guidelines. However, I personally started my spiritual studies at age 15. So I'm being a hypocrite. There is a need to have spiritual teaching. Yeah, but this isn't always a spiritual teaching platform. Sometimes we get into super soldier weird shit this time of the morning, don't we? So we start talking about clones, and we start talking about super soldier work. So that's why that was coming in, because we were literally getting like the Roblox crowd coming in, like 8-year-olds going poo fart in the chat, right? And so, like, disclaimer, I'm talking about MK Ultra here, right? I'm talking about the breaking process. Yeah. So there's elements of what we do here. That's that balance of mystical and wellness. So SSP and all that is still falling into the mystic, the esoteric category. So my channel has devolved in a way into some really dark aspects. So there may be SRA. People might put in SRA stuff in the chat, and I've got an 8-year-old coming in going, Willie, right? And you're just like, dude, no, right? So, but when I figured out how to put the moderation settings on, you've got to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes before you can get into the chat. Honestly, it knocked out so much of the crap that were coming in. And we were getting awful people. We got spammed so bad by like 5 accounts in one go, and they were saying like the N word and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, so we try and create a safe space. Sherry Divband is on the right track on this idea. Now, I'm not familiar, but that name keeps coming up, so I do need to check that out. There should be something for younger people. As far as I remember, I'd always been into things like that. That's why I couldn't relate to people. So I actually teach color Reiki to children. So color Reiki is so cool that I teach it to adults as well. But it was originally channeled for children, color Reiki. And so I work a lot with elemental energies. I work with color energies. I love bringing it all together. So there is actually a modality called color Reiki for children, but I also teach it to adults because I think it's so beneficial to work with color. So you will hear me talking about color energy quite a lot because I love it. Absolutely love working with color energy. Of flames and things like that. Eric says, still, all I had to learn from was books and another 15-year-old best friend. We did have Kundalini yoga teacher at a high school club was set up. Okay. That would be annoying. Goddamn annoying. I have the Nordic compass, Vegvasir, embossed on the leather pouch that I keep above my crystals. That's great. Not saying Anchor's platform is appropriate. The young ones need their own safe place. Yeah. So Misha Johnston was setting up support groups for the younger generation because primarily people in her groups are in their 30s, 40s, 50s or whatever. And she wanted to set up like a Gen Z or whatever. What's the appropriate? Gen Alpha? I don't know. What's the most appropriate? Because there's a lot of Gen Xers who are coming forward for healing. You do not need to defend. I'm speaking in general terms, not anchor terms. Okay. I wish we had that in school. Honestly, I believe in school that they should be teaching sign language and they should be teaching Tai Chi or yoga in every school. I think that should be a foundation from primary level, from elementary. Yeah, that evening was quite a workout. Getting rid of spammers. Yeah, it was mud. So, but then I discovered how to put on the you've got to be a subscriber for so many minutes, and we just dropped. And the mods can sit back a bit now. We just get the occasional weirdo. Can I call you Trollman? Trollman is a wizard in Norwegian. Oh wow, that's interesting. Mr. Rainbow Flame says, OMG, I need color Reiki now, Julia. You keep getting more awesome. Honestly, I do a lot of different Reiki empowerments, and some of them are just small things that people have channeled through, and they're freaking awesome. And you can go to my Patreon, and there's quite a few small empowerments on there already, but maybe I'll put the color Reiki on there. So these are like distance activations. So you can download the manual, and you can work through it yourself, and then I'll send you an activation for it, an attunement. And you can always book in and have like a one-to-one session if you wanted to, but you don't need to. Teacher's great one. Yeah, color Reiki. It's such a simple attunement, color Reiki as well, and it's one of my favorites. But when you see, and what I do is I attune the child and their parent or their grandparent at the same time. That's how I was doing it. So I'd set up the table with like all the different crystals. There's a blue box here somewhere, which is by Lon. I think it's this one here. And this is like mandalas of color energy. So we would work with those as well. So you're tuning in physically to the color as well as having the energetics come in. But I'd like to do parent and child at the same time because I think they've got something to work on together then. And it's, I mean, a lot of the things we do is very intuitive. So much light coming in now, guys. It's like catch the light. It's so much. It's so intuitive, but children are already intuitive. But it's about thinking about, okay, you know, it's like you bring things back to basics of like when you think about yellow belly, you yellow belly chicken shit, whatever, right? So if someone's yellow belly, how does that feel? Well, they're afraid, yeah, they're cowardly. But actually, they need more yellow for empowerment, right? Or if somebody's red with anger and rage, Well, you think about the grounding, okay? Well, are they angry because they're not grounded enough? They need more red energy, right? So it's like we look into things like that into color Reiki as well. So we can bring it back into kids' terms. Rainbow Flames, I have Reiki 1, that's so cool. I teach all levels of Reiki, so I do teach traditional Reiki up to master level. Primarily these days, I focus on Violet Flame Reiki. It's my favorite, and it used to be only for people who were already masters, so it's like an advanced mastery. I teach it as a 12-week mastery program where we meet on Zoom, like once a week for 2 hours for 12 weeks. I will be starting a new intake of that in July, probably, and we work with sigils. We work with the 40 sacred sigils of the Violet Flame. Let me get those out, actually. And so I'm going to be making these into real cards soon. But the sigils that we work with in the Violet Flame have been channeled by the goddess Guan Yin. And these are ancient keys to unlock oneness of the universe. Okay, so extraction. Extracting anything that's undesirable. So that could go in so many ways. It's not just about extracting implants, tags, and seals. It could be about extracting, like lack and scarcity, mindset, or whatever. Yeah. So extraction, pain from the body, sadness from the body, depression from the body, or entities from the body, right? So extraction is a very powerful symbol. So these are keys. And then, the most perfect symbol of yin yang balance. So when I teach this, we look at 10 symbols on each level, which is how it's been divided up. And we do the reflection work on it. This is mist of invisibility. So I say to people, kind of gazing into the symbol itself will activate you. Of course, I do meditation journeys. So we do vision quest. And in that vision quest, you'll be getting more and more activations. And you can listen back to it and get more and more activations. So but this sigil, this ancient symbol, this key to unlock that oneness of the universe brings in a mist of invisibility. So first of all, we scan the symbol and we think of, where am I feeling this in my body? Or is there a key word? Is there a message that's coming from it? If I ask it to work with me, what am I seeing? Then we think about, what would this look like if it was in 3D? How would it move? How would it present itself? Yeah. So you get another activation that way. And then I think, okay, if you're going to work with this symbol for yourself or a client, would you put it on the body, in the body, or around the body? So we do discovery work like this on Violet Flame Reiki, and because we're doing this together in a small group, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of us, I generally don't go more than that on Violet Flame Reiki because it's nice to have small groups. I have done it with groups of 8 to 10, but not everybody gets. It's like you want to make sure everybody gets a chance to express if they want to, and we bounce and build off each other. So the sigils are activations, but they're conscious. So this will be reversed on the screen, but this is water, power, movement. Now, each of us will draw this slightly differently. We could start from different places or whatever, but the energy of it is the same: water, power, movement. So when you work with this symbol, we're thinking about water and emotions. We're thinking about the power, the movement of the energy within you. And we're thinking about that cleanse coming through. But then you've got those 3 dots. So what are those 3 dots representing? Okay, is it you, your client, and a guide? Is it you and a guide either side of you? Is it different aspects of you? Is it mind, body, spirit? So we're starting to do this discovery work, right? So it gets really deep. And because you're doing that, you're literally expanding your awareness through the whole course. So by the end of the course, after 12 weeks together, you are not the same person you were when we started. And we're literally working with like 3 or 4 symbols a week. And I take people into very deep meditation journeys. This is life force chi activation. Okay, so this is when we get into light quotient. When I say, ask your body, what percentage of light are you holding in the body? Okay, I work with crystal light angels, which is a separate activation I've had. But these are really powerful symbols. And I've been working with them for a long time now. And I never intended to teach Violet Flame Reiki. It was just for me. It was like a connection from Guan Yin that I found my way to it. It had come back to me, and Saint Germain connected, and I amplified all my fire energies. I work with many flames. I've even got a Violet Flame chakra now, which is a very separate course. Just an afternoon we can do together, which is a formal activation. But when you work with the discovery and you're learning and you're playing with these symbols, oh, it's amazing. It's such a great course. It's my favorite one. It's probably one of the things I'm most happy to teach these days. So you think we need to learn to love and appreciate the body we're in anyway? Yeah, unfortunately. So the body is not you. and as your body, this is your sacred vessel. So I do struggle with this myself. And it was actually this. So when Drago Reed was out here in December, he observed me, being me, going around doing my conference work or whatever, and he said to me, "You don't love your body." And I was like, well, no, because my body is not how it should be. I'm like practically double the weight I want to be right now. I've been through a lot of trauma in the last 5 years, relationships and things like that. And then all this stuff regurgitating itself back into my brain. No, I didn't love my body. And he's saying, basically, I've been observing you, like your mannerisms. You're always trying to hide your body in some way, and it's because I'd had that foot surgery last year. And before that, I had so much pain in the body that was getting amplified with the targeting to make it even more painful that I really started to resent my body. And Drago Reed was basically saying to me, giving me wonderful advice about that I really needed to pay attention to my body, because my body's been trying to alert me to all these things and I've been ignoring my body. So therefore it's been developing into more pain, more discomfort, to the point of needing that foot surgery. And I had last year or the year before, I was at a show in Derby and I had a client sit with me for a reading. So when I do an Akashic reading, it's not really about looking about who you were in the past. We're looking about the energies from past, present, and parallel and future that are impacting you in the now. But what came out in that reading, which was so personal, was that she resented her body. And what I didn't know as I was saying these things about, your body wants you to treat it differently. She'd literally had like 12 surgeries in 3 years and she died a couple of times in the process, and I can't remember what was going on with her, but it was major. And this was a young woman, it was maybe 23, 25 years old, and her body, it's like the feeling that energetically her body was communicating with me was that she felt like the body had betrayed her, and the body was communicating with me separately, saying, please, can you tell my being that I didn't betray? I'm doing the best that I can. So when you do meditations with me, you'll hear me say that, giving thanks to the sacred vessel who's doing the best that it can with what you give to it. Okay. I think originally that might have come from Lauren De Silva, the crystal author, and I do a lot of her workshops over the last 5 years. And so the body is really trying its best to support you in this realm, to give you a container for you to embody and experience in this realm. But we don't always treat our body the way we should, right? I get different answers on the cards. So you'll see me pull the same cards, but it'll be a slightly different interpretation all the time. But in this particular instance with this lady, her body was communicating with me energetically. Because when you're sitting opposite somebody, a couple of feet away, I'm literally sitting in your mental, emotional, physical body, right? Energies. And so I'm sitting in your light body. So my light body and your light body are communicating. And you have that with everybody. You just don't realize it. But in this instance, because she was so disassociated from her body, I was literally doing two separate readings. A reading for the being that was sitting with me and a reading for the body that wanted to communicate to the being who was in the body, right? But in a way, your body is in your being, so that's quite a mind job when we get into that, into access consciousness. So Terry B, I struggled after my brain surgery, angry with my body. Yeah, this is the thing. So we start to think like, so I came from India where it was warm and I've been out there 10 years. I've been traveling around Asia and everything, and I did not know that I had such damaged feet and ankles in that heat in India. I may, every now and then it'd get a bit achy or whatever, but nothing like when I came back here. And I came straight back here in October, November, when we're getting into autumn, winter here, and I couldn't walk within like 2 days. I'm thinking, oh my God, I need to change my shoes. Every time I take a step, it's so painful. And I started to resent the body. What is wrong with you, body? Why can't I walk? Well, I've always had osteoarthritis. I just didn't know it because I was living abroad in the heat. Okay. And then when you change and you change the season, oh my God, the pain was so bad. But it took me ages to realize, can you tell me more time where I can find your Reiki
courses. Yeah, Patreon. Go to my Patreon. So you can go to anchorhaven.co.uk, just redirect straight to my Patreon. You can just search for Anchorhaven on Patreon. Yeah. So there's small empowerments there from like $5 to $30. And these are just like distance learning ones that you can do. You download the manual, and then I'll share with you the activation within like a day. And you can just work through it in your own way. But you can always book in with me if you wanted to talk things through or go deeper or whatever. When we do Violet Flame Reiki, which is a face-to-face on Zoom class, I do activations in an Atlantean method, right, which is journey. We journey. And I will open up a temple space. So I've literally created a realm in the 5th dimension where I do my activations. Yeah. So I'll take you there. And temples will appear for us, or monoliths will appear. Whatever we need will start to appear. When you left India, back UK, you lost lots of sunlight. Yes, yeah. So it's very different here in the UK. So even though the sun is different here in the UK, my hair goes blonder in the UK. That didn't happen to me in India. So the ozone layer is completely different between the UK and India. I can't explain why. But in India, I didn't need to take vitamin D tablets. In the UK, I do. That's the main difference. India, there's a lot more vitamin D, calcium was fine, all that kind of stuff. And I always thought in India, because I was drinking full fat Pepsi and water out there, I always thought when I get back to the UK and I get on Pepsi Max, I'll lose weight. Oh, no, I ballooned, right? Because here, it's everything is wrong. Everything's wrong. In India, everything's au naturel, right? You got access to more fresh food and things like that, and you can live in India on $100 a month. No, you're not going to live well, but you can. I live very simply. So I had like a studio apartment, like a bedsit. All the utilities were included, and the Sky TV and everything was all included. And that at the time was 3,000 rupees a month, right, for all of that. The only thing I had to buy was my gas bottle, and that was, say, 500 rupees. So when you think, say, $5 or whatever, so and I'd make that stretch and last like a year. Because I like to steam my food, because I like Asian food, so I'd steam my food. And it used to really annoy my landlady that she's going, "You're not using your gas?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm using my gas." She's like, "But you've not ordered any new gas." I'm like, "No, because I've still got gas." I used to drive her mad. And yes, you can live in India very cheaply. At some point I probably will move back there. Okay, so stronger having gone through that. Yeah. Passion reignited. I was thinking about starting Reiki further than where you live, and this happened. So I teach Reiki confidence. So a lot of people, they do their Reiki activations, their attunements, whether it's 1, 2, or master or whatever. And if you notice, Reiki's got more and more. No, it's silly. So, but although I teach basic Reiki, and I say, come and join us in Violet Flame Reiki, where it's so much better. That's what I do, because I love Violet Flame Reiki. And people forget how to do their Reiki, and they don't create a Reiki lifestyle. So I teach Reiki lifestyle, because I was very lucky to live in India and have a Reiki lifestyle. So I do Reiki every day. I do meditation every day. And I still try and embody that as much as I can. Coming back to basics, coming into Gasho, simple things, using your mantras. So I steer away from the Just for Today mantras as they have been taught originally, because they still talk about anger and things like that, which is more dense, isn't it? So reframing those and working with different mantras that work for you, that's absolutely fine. But it's back to that grounding, centering, and protecting. So if you are attuned to Reiki or any other energy healing modality, healing yourself first is important. So I do my healing at night time. I go to bed and I just call everything in. And I call in cosmic healing and I go to bed. I'm a bit like that now. But a lot of people come to me and they think, "Oh, I think I need a new attunement. I think I've lost it." No, you haven't. You've just gone out of your lifestyle. You're not in your Reiki lifestyle, right? So it's like Reiki is your life's work. So being a Reiki master is the beginning of your life's work, kind of thing. And so even though I've been a Reiki master for a very long time now, I'm still it's that, that beginner's mind aspect of I'm still learning, I'm still growing. I mean, working with these sigils, so spiritual healing, so slightly reversed on the screen, but these are conscious keys and these are evolving all the time. And when I work with students in Violet Flame Reiki now, some of the discovery work we do, boom, mind-boggling. Like the classes before would never have had the keyword or the application or whatever. So it's evolving. We're all putting our energy in. So those Reiki sigils like Choku-Rei and all that, they are conscious keys. And each person is adding something in so the next person can take. So when I do Reiki attunements, I call in every Reiki master energy that came before me. So it's not just me connecting to all that. We're literally bringing in a whole team to do that attunement. For some reason, Lord Buddha likes to come in only when I do activations. When I do attunements, Lord Buddha comes in. It's the only time I work with him is when he wants to oversee things, which is kind of cool. Okay, with the HARP systems, they can increase or decrease ozone. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Seasons in Melbourne. Oh my God, yeah. When I traveled Australia, we went from one state to the next. We did not have the appropriate clothing, and then the weather changed so rapidly, it was insane, and we had to find a charity shop like a Goodwill and buy coats and hats and things like that. It was mad. Michael P.T. Thompson, how are you? It's great to see you. I do see you liking things. That's so good to get you on here. I will be finishing up soon. I know I say that, I'm not staying on very long, and I keep going because you guys, you hook me in. You got some dragon sigils. I love dragon work. Absolutely love it. So elemental beings in Scotland, they will take a special crystal, so just like quartz, but they'll activate them. So there's like 8 of them together, and it opens portals. So I got mine activated to open a portal to the dragon realm. So when I do in-person retreats, I have them around us. So when we do dragon work, especially with the copper pyramid, boom, it really enhances it. Yeah. Sister Faustina Kowalska. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, guys. Yeah, so I was talking to you a bit about Violet Flame Reiki Sigil. So eternal spiritual cleanse. So these are conscious keys. I am a sigil master in a way, as in I work with 70 different sigils, different modalities, bringing them all in. So if you love to do sigil work, then yeah, check out my Patreon for some of those small activations, and some of them are like $5-10 or whatever, or less. And then that way you can just get a manual that somebody's channeled through, pick the sigils out of it, and I'll send you the activation, which you can call in as a chi ball when you go to bed, and just like that energy will just like disperse and integrate with you. And then you've got that little manual there, and you can just practice drawing the symbols and that kind of thing, and you can talk to me about it when we come on the lives. Yeah. Okay. The energy is really rocking this AM, getting stronger the longer you are broadcasting. That's because I love to work with the violet flame. So I'm a keeper of the violet flame. So the more I start to bring in violet flame, it activates my violet flame chakra. My violet flame chakra is a multidimensional gateway to the many flames in multiple realms of existence. So I love it. It will resonate with you and your family. And just call it, yeah, okay, cool. So I do work with a lot of different energies, which is why you see there's so many different decks there. But Violet Flame Reiki has been something that's been with me for a long time now. So I do teach it. I don't teach as much traditional Reiki anymore because, there's plenty of other people to be doing that. But I do have on my Patreon, there might be a level 1 standard Reiki on there for you to do as a distance learning, and then we can have a Zoom together and just check in on that. So that kind of thing's always available. Okay, so I'm going to finish off now, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Anchorhaven. This is the Mystical Wellness Channel. And yeah, we do talk about a lot of weird stuff on here, which is why I generally say it's for over 18s only. But that's only because at times we do get into the darker aspect of the super soldier programs, special access programs. How do you feel about a person drawing their own sigil? Oh, I love it. So I teach sigil magic. That might actually be on my Patreon. There might be a recorded video of sigil magic on there. So there's sigils around us everywhere. So I do, like Dr. Mayer's talking about bind runes. Yeah, I work with bind runes a lot. So even working with the Violet Flame Reiki, when we start to merge them together, they're bind runes. But yeah, channeling your own sigil, putting your own energy into that, perfect. So and even in basic witches studies, we work with sigil wheels. Are you guys familiar with sigil wheels? So you can take a word, say that word is love, and then you can find it, or you can do like you can create a chart of letters or something like that. Sigil wheel is the best because you end up creating a sigil. So you put, you start off with the L and you connect to the O, the V, the E, whatever. And so I actually have a video, I think, where I've taught things like that on my Patreon. So you create your own sigil. But however, just sitting and focusing on the energy that you want to bring in, and then taking that pen and just free flowing and drawing something, sitting with it and thinking, okay, what's the connection here? What keyword am I getting? Do I want the sigil on the body, in the body, around the body? So in my room, what you can't see is I have this star of the violet flame. I have this in my room all the time, but I also work with fusion Reiki. So that will be on my Patreon, which is its own activation as well. So yeah, I love working with sigils. I love drawing and creating my own things. I love working with the Norse runes and binding them together. I do run Volda, which I always thought I was going to teach from Volda, but you know what? I'm not finished embodying it. And that's by Rodney Cox, I think. And so Runvolda goes so much deeper than the Elder Futhark. There's all these other symbols like lines and circles and dots that have come in. You do see me work with Koltai, which I actually wrote out the other day. Let me just find it. Where is it? Well, that's weird. I had it right here. Here it is. This is Koltai, which is from Runvalda, Rune Power, so Runic Reiki. Koltai is a symbol of protection. It's the ultimate protection symbol. Okay, so there you go. So you can copy that one out if you're drawn to that. So Koltai, ultimate protection. So it is meant to be like a diamond with those lines going through it. So this is the ultimate protection symbol. So yeah, you'll see that I have pen on me all the time. I do draw symbols on my body all the time, but then I've got things that I've had tattooed on. So this is the Syrian seal, channeled by Patricia Corey. This is basically a galactic shield that I have on my body that connects into all the elements of the universe, and this works. So when I did the Erin Elizabeth video like last year, and I got the worst attack I've ever had on a podcast, actively, this shield activated and preserved the right side of my body. Left side of my body was messed up. So that's why I ended up getting tattoos on the right side of my body to balance things out. So yeah, so I do work with sigils. This is the Una Lom, so life's journey. Oh, see the light activation on that then. Oh my God. The Una Lom. And I got that basically to kind of mark that I was transitioning into something new. My life changed massively. So I got the Una Lom. So I love working with sigils. Yeah, so I do teach sigil magic. What does without the diamond mean? Well, Koltai without the diamond, it'd be a completely different energy. So you'd have to feel into that and see. I don't know. Yeah, I've not worked with it without the diamond. Indigo Angel, her book has the same Syrian sigil. Does it really? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I do like the work Indigo Angel does. It's not always for me. I have had one private session with her a few years back, and I did do 3 of her courses. So that has come in as a foundation, and then I've kind of moved into a slightly different direction. But I do go back and do the things that Indigo Angel does. I do J Seals and all that kind of stuff occasionally when people want to get into that. But it's like a 3-hour session. And we literally go through the content, so it's more of a lesson, and then we do the activation together. So it's a partnership. So, and if you're looking to kind of expand your awareness, so because I'm not I'm not Indigo Angel, so or Ashion or Lisa Renee, so my holographics are not fully developed when I scan into your body. There'll be some things I'll see and some things I'll know, but then I'm relying on you to tell me what you see, feel, sense, or know as well, and we work on it together. That kind of implant tag and seal removal as a partnership. We need to partner our energies to do that, and I guide you. Yeah, so I do that occasionally. The dark use the Koltai without the diamond. I've seen that in the chemtrails. Oh, that's interesting. I've not seen that. Yeah, we need to feel into that. The androgen sigil looks like Shoku Ray symbol. Oh, okay. Interesting. And yeah, so I still work with, even though I do many different types of Reiki and activations of violet flame Reiki, I still work with Chokurei, Seiheki. I don't really work with the distance healing symbol from traditional Reiki because we don't need it. right? But for people who are not used to working multidimensionally and timelessly, I can't say that, then yeah, then a distance symbol is great to help you focus your energy, but you don't need it. So in Violet Flame Reiki, there isn't a distance healing symbol because everything we do is interconnected, right? We're all kind of connected. So we don't need that. We don't need that. Because remember, you know, when the founder of traditional Reiki was up that mountain, he didn't have nothing, right? The symbols came in later, right? You know, he didn't have crystals up the mountain, all that kind of stuff. People brought all that in later. So I teach traditional Reiki, okay? You know, so the symbols, yeah, I know people who teach symbols on level 1. There shouldn't be any symbols on level 1. Symbols are for level 2. And yeah, so people bring in lots of different things. Stream weavers, yes, we are stream weavers. We are. Okay, I'm going to finish now, guys. Otherwise, you're going to get me talking about Reiki forever. Hey, Heather, how you doing? So yeah, I do teach Reiki, but I generally prefer the small empowerments. Like one of the best empowerments I had was Owl Reiki and Tiger Reiki. I got them done like back to back, and I remember receiving the activation, and an owl literally came into my mind, and that kind of thing never happened to me very often. But I really connected with owl energy. So I have a lot of small empowerments on my Patreon, on my website, where the symbols there, so you can just take the bits that you really connect with and leave the rest, yeah? And you start to develop your own mystical wellness pathway. So you'll see that I work with elements of lots of different things all at the same time. Okay, so I'm like I cherry pick. I just pick the best things that work for me. Okay, have a great day, everyone. It's Saturday here. It's 8:20 in the morning, and I will be. I'm not having any more lives today, but I've got my Akashic Record Healing Group at 8 o'clock UK time. So yeah, love and blessings to everybody. Thank you for joining me. And hello to everybody who is lurking in the background and not coming in the chats. We love you. We love the lurkers. Thank you so much. And hello to everybody watching on the replay as well. So cool, guys. Please leave lots of comments. I do try and respond to the comments if I can, so please check them out. If you're not getting notifications, then please do check my posts often and also join my Patreon. So find me on Patreon or go to anchorhaven.co.uk. If you're interested in the Breakaway Oracle, then you go to breakawayoracle.com and just have a look at what's going on over there. So it has gone out to print. Hopefully I'll get it in the next 2 weeks, but it's not going to launch properly until mid-June, okay? Right before the Basis Conference, I am launching that Oracle card deck, and there's loads of bonuses available for it as well. So you're going to get a bonus meditation, you're going to get a masterclass in pendulum alchemy that goes with it as well. So it's a multi-layered system, okay, of remembrance and education and activation. So it should be great. I hope it makes sense. I might have created something and people are thinking that's rubbish. I don't know what that is. But this is a very limited run. So there's only going to be 25 copies of this ever. So I don't know if I'll ever make more than 25 copies because it might develop into something else after we've done this limited edition run of the Breakaway Oracle. So do check that out. Okay, yeah. So thank you, James, for ordering. So I've sold 7 copies already out of the 25, but I will be the price that it is now will be only till the end of May. Then as we get into June, the price will increase, yeah, just by a few dollars there, just to cover the costs. Yeah, I try to make it as affordable as possible. I always end up out of pocket on everything. I really do. I'm the worst. Yeah. So yeah, watch the Igron video when we're talking about money, and yeah, watch that. Okay. Thanks, guys. Take care. Love and blessings to everybody. So see you soon.